Yeah. Pro Fan Sports Podcast. Let's get it. Pro fans, tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam. Sean on the mic, very flat too. Keep you updated, that's what we do. Pro fans, tune into the program. Pro fans, tune into the program. Pro fans, tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam.
Yo, what to do, everybody? It's your boy John Altidor with Pro Fan Sports Podcast, where the fans of the pros go back at you with my boys Vlad and Barry. What's good, fellas?
What's going on, guys?
Chilling.
Hey, what's up, fellas? How we doing? What's up?
I'm chilling, bro.
All right, that's what. Me too. Excited. We got a playoff time coming up for the NBA.
Man.
So
you know, but you got to drop the line for us though. What episode is this?
Oh yeah, that's right. It's episode 22.
Episode 22. Let's get it, man. And before we start, as always, if you have any questions that you want us to answer on the show, please send us an email or DM us on any of our social media platforms, and we will answer those questions on the show. So if you want to email us, please email us at profansports1@gmail.com, or you can get us on the social media, Instagram at profans_sports, Twitter profansports, Facebook profansports. If you like to watch, you're a visual person, you can catch us on YouTube as well, youtube.com/profansports. And you can also support us by going on our website, www.profansports.com, and donating whatever you can. And we, as always, we appreciate it. Just want to let you know we drop every Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Our episodes every Tuesday morning on all major streaming platforms. Our videos drop on YouTube every Wednesday. So be on the lookout for it, man. Pro Fan Sports Podcast, man. Fellas, we got a big show, man.
Got a huge show, absolutely. Got some NBA playoffs to talk about.
There's a lot going on.
A whole lot.
Sports is ramping up. NBA playoffs, NHL
playoffs
right?
too.
You got football coming back. There's a lot going on. So on today's show, we'll be covering, as always, the NBA, the NFL, MLB, NHL, soccer, which is all around the world with Vlad. You know, and as always, we do the B-Money lifestyle. So for the NBA, we're going to do the Eastern Conference playoff picture, what that looks like, you know, versus the teams. We're going to do the Western Conference as well. You know, we're going to talk, as always, about the Celtics and their outlook versus the 76ers. NBA Bubble Awards went down, so what do we think about that right there? And some other miscellaneous stuff that has to do with the NBA, as far as the players and news that are coming out, some coaches getting fired and whatnot. And then we're going to jump on to the NFL, where we're talking Patriots rookies that have retired, some guys that have gotten contracts. You know,
that's right. Some guys got paid this week.
Yeah, some guys got paid, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Some guys got signed as well. You know, a couple guys got signed. Some stuff from Hard Knocks. You know, we're going to cover all that when it comes to the NFL. And then we're going to jump on to the MLB, talking about the woeful Celtics. You know, some stuff that's also happening, you know, with breaking of protocols. Joe Kelly. You know, something happened with his situation. We'll talk about that, and then jump into the NFL. We're talking, NHL. We're talking NHL playoffs with the Bruins. Some stuff that's going on over there as well. Tuka Rask. You know, some big news from him. He dropped the bomb on us, man. And then finally, we're gonna be covering soccer, where, you know, some finals are happening, as always. You know, if you're,
every week, weekly finals
every week. So we're gonna be covering that, man.
Different champion every week.
You know yeah. So, man, let's get to it, dude. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go into the NBA. So, NBA regular season is now over officially. You know,
nice.
So now we're going into the playoffs.
Yes,
right?
That's right.
And, you know, with that, with the NBA season coming to an end, there's already been some stuff going on. You know, a couple teams got fired. Jim Boylan from Chicago Bulls. The Pelicans head coach got fired, Alvin Gentry. You know, It always happens when the season's over, so nobody should be surprised there. I'm kind of surprised about Alvin Gentry though. I'm kind of surprised about that, definitely.
Yeah, a little surprised about that.
Yeah, but I think they wanted him to make the playoffs, so he didn't make the playoffs, then he's out.
That's true.
Right.
And some news did come out that the Pelicans wanted to make like a big splash or whatever in the offseason, so I guess that's where they started. You know, they're gonna change completely. So it is what it is, man. I hope he gets another job somewhere because, you know, that's a black coach out there, you know, doing his thing.
Right. And he's actually a pretty good coach.
He's actually pretty good, yeah.
Too, yeah.
You know, it sucks that, you know, he always gets stuck with the startups. You know,
that's true.
Some coaches, that's just how their careers go. They just get in there, the trusted guy to like handle the transition and, you know, bring morale and stuff like that. And then, you know, I hope he gets a good chance to do some things. You know, Chicago's job is open.
Yeah.
I knew that guy was gonna get fired.
Oh,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
Since last year, like, you know, rumors came out he wasn't like doing the right stuff, or, you know, the stuff that he was doing, he wasn't running by the players. Right, so they got upset at that, and they felt like he just couldn't handle things. So it was a dumpster fire over there. So I knew he was gone as soon as the season was over, you know. But he's probably gonna get a job somewhere. You know, they always do.
He might, or probably. Like,
I mean, if you're a head coach in the NBA, you know. Obviously, you got some kind of resume, so I don't see him not landing another job.
Even if it's not in the NBA, maybe a college job or something.
Yeah, they always got something in the pipeline, man. You know, he'll probably be an analyst for, you know, a little bit. He'll be analyzing the playoffs or something like that, you know, on TV.
Doing some TV
you know, it's
stuff,
like a little pipeline. You know, do some TV stuff as you wait for another gig, and then boom, you land another gig and you're gone. You know. But on to, you know, some more important stuff, the games that are actually happening. Eastern Conference. So we got some matchups. In the first round, it's going to be Bucks versus the Magic. It's going to be Raptors versus the Nets. The Celtics versus 76ers. And then the Heat versus the Pacers. So that's what it's looking like right now. Well, that's what it is right now.
Besides the Celtics matchup, which matchup are you guys most looking forward to?
Besides,
yeah,
I'm actually looking forward to the Heat and Pacers matchup.
Oh yeah,
you know, I like the bad blood between T.J. Warren and what's his name, Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
you know, I like that, and I don't know, man. You know, the Pacers started playing and they didn't do too bad in the bubble, so and you know, they're always a tough out in the playoffs for some reason. You know, even if they get swept, it's always like a hard fought 4 games. You know what I'm saying? It's never like, you know, they just lay down for people to just like run over them. You know, we know something's gonna happen. They're gonna ball. You know, I like their coach. I think he's a good coach. But for me, that's gonna be the next matchup I'm looking for. Just because like the Raptors versus Nets. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. We don't need to say anything about
Bucks
that.
versus Magic. Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And then
same here. I'd go with the Heat versus Pacers. I think that's gonna be the most competitive by far. You know, in the Eastern Conference, the most competitive series.
Yeah,
for sure, without question. I see that being a very long and lengthy series, and those two teams really like going at each other, and playing some you know, some good competitive and playoff basketball.
Yeah.
So definitely excited for that series, and I like how they have a little bit of animosity towards each other, and there's a little bit of a rivalry. So you know, it always makes things, you know, exactly good for the storylines and the headlines, and it always makes things, you know, interesting and more appealing. So no, that's certainly the matchup that I'm looking at without question in the East.
Yeah, right. Facts, man.
I agree with you guys. The Heat and Pacers, obviously. Yeah. obviously the Celtics versus Sixers. That's the matchup I'm gonna be watching.
Of course,
yeah, absolutely,
closely.
But I feel also the Heat and Pacers matchup is the head-to-head matchup that like people are not sure exactly what's gonna come out on top. I think so that's the matchup I'm most looking forward to. But before John announced the Western Conference playoffs, what do you guys have taking each of those matchups in the Eastern Conference
in
playoffs?
the Eastern Conference? I think I actually asked this on Instagram. So if you're on there, you know, you participated in some polls. We appreciate that. And as always, follow us on ProFans_sports on Instagram. Yeah, but Bear, you want to take that one?
Yeah. So first, start with the Bucks Magic. Obviously, I'll go with the Bucks. I'll say Bucks in 4.
Bucks in 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweep.
Clean
sweep.
Bringing out the brooms. Oh yeah. Doing some sweeping in the bubble. So I'll give that series is gonna be a quick and short series. The Raptors Nets, think that's gonna be another quick and short one. I mean, I like how the Nets played in their last couple games, particularly against the Blazers. And giving them a run for their money and all they can handle.
Keep it short.
But I'd say obviously the Raptors would win this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go Raptors in 5.
5.
Okay. That one, and then we got the Celtics versus the Sixers. The big series that we'll all be watching. I expect the Celtics to sweep a depleted Sixers. I know I just dropped a bomb and a hot take right there. But yeah, that's my expectation is Celtics in 4 in that series. So I know we'll get to the Celtics more in a little bit. But and then the Heat and Pacers, I think that series is gonna go 7. I'll give it to the Heat in 7. A slight edge to the Heat.
Wow,
nice.
You think that's good? You know what? I didn't realize because I'm looking at this what do you call it? The bracket.
Yeah.
For the playoffs, I didn't realize the Pacers were number 4 and Heat are number 5.
Yep.
Oh, really? I thought they were 4.
They skipped them.
I think just the way the Pacers played in the bubble.
Yeah, like they went over Miami in the standings.
Wow,
I didn't realize that. I was looking at this. I'm like, are you serious right now? Like the Pacers, they're actually the number 4 seed in the East.
In the East, who would have thought they'd be a top 4 seed? That's crazy.
Wow. So this,
I know that's impressive.
I don't know. Maybe it's the number, but I kind of like. Makes me think that series right there is gonna be, even more harder for the Heat. Now I don't know why.
That's why it's a tough matchup. That's why everybody.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
Good for them. Good for them. But with the Heat versus Pacers, damn, I'm gonna. That's definitely a tough one, man. But I think it's gonna go 6, 7. I'm gonna go towards 6 just because. Miami, they play good D. Yeah. They got the threes, man. When that dude Duncan is going off, when everybody's going off, kind of like when they played the Boston Celtics, a couple weeks ago, I was like, holy shit, dude. They played good together, So I'm gonna go more towards 6 and 7 for them. For the Celtics and 76ers, I'm not giving them a sweep, man. Like I feel like everybody thinks like the Celtics gonna win this series in 3 games. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to go too deep into it since we're gonna talk about
right. You're right. You're right. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go 5 Celtics.
5 Celtics. Okay.
5 right. Celtics.
Okay. Okay.
Raptors versus Nets. This got to be a sweep, man. And then Bucks versus Magic. That's a sweep right there. That's it.
I'll make it quick. So Bucks Magic sweep. Raptors Nets 5.
Ooh.
Celtics, Sixers.
Don't drop a bomb on it. It's gonna say 7.
I know, right? We're gonna hear a hot take here.
6.
Wow.
Celtics in 6. Heat Pacers, that's a 7. Even if it does, I would like that to be a 7 game.
I would really like that too.
Absolutely.
I would
that
love
has
it.
the makeup for a 7-game series
and
right
I'm taking,
there.
And I'm taking the Heat. Yeah.
You're taking the Heat.
The Heat. No, I'm with you on that, Vlad. Definitely the Heat
Okay.
have the edge in that series. But no, that's as close of a series as you'll find in these playoffs without question.
Right now, for sure. Well, maybe there's actually one in the Western Conference as well. So,
well, he's in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But for the Western Conference playoff picture, so we got Jazz versus the Nets.
Nuggets. You mean the Denver
Nuggets?
Nuggets?
The Nuggets. My bad.
All good.
And the Nuggets are actually the number 3 seed, and Jazz is number 6.
Yeah.
Mavericks versus the Clippers, and the Mavericks are the number 7. The Clippers are number 2. Thunder versus the Rockets. Rockets are sitting at number 4. I didn't realize that either. And Thunder at number 5. And then, top seed Lakers versus the Blazers. That's 1 and 8. So just like we just did a second ago, what are you guys gonna do?
Yeah. So favorite matchup, and would you think who's gonna win these matchups? My favorite matchup for the Western Conference. Man, so there's the thing is, the Western Conference is always loaded, right? So all those teams are always good. So all those matchups are matchups that you want to watch.
Yeah,
all those matchups are matchups you want to watch
for sure.
Man, my favorite matchup might be. Wow, that's really hard. I don't know why this is hard to pick, but
that's how good the West is.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
hear you, man.
My favorite matchup is Blazers versus Lakers.
Ooh.
The reason why that is Lillard's been on fire lately.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's been crazy.
Yes.
And
has.
He's been vocal. He said, I came here in the bubble not to play around. I'm here to.
He's on a mission.
Go to the distance. Right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And put some respect on his name.
Exactly. Exactly. So I want to see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if he can bring it to the Lakers.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, but I want to see if that happens. And then as far as the other matchups, as far as the matchups in general, Jazz versus Nuggets. I'm gonna take the Jazz.
Whoa.
Oh, that's a hot take. Upset right there. Wow. What? Jazz in what? How many games? And a quick reason why.
Shit, dude.
7.
Holy
Jazz
shit.
in 7. I just think with Spider and
D-Mitch.
the Frenchman, and I just think they're gonna take
they're gonna take their game to the next level.
Yeah, that's a bomb.
Wow, that is
definitely a bomb.
That's a hot take right there.
Mavericks Clippers. I'm gonna take Clippers in 6. Clippers in 6. Thunder versus Rockets. I'm gonna take Rockets in 6 as well. Blazers versus Lakers. That's the matchup I want to see an upset in, but I know that's like a dream to say that. So I'm gonna say Lakers in 5.
Wow.
Okay. For me, for the Western Conference,
Quickly.
All right, my favorite matchup. I'm actually gonna go different here than with the matchup that you went, Vlad. I'll go Thunder and Rockets.
Nice.
On that as the
That's
matchup
dope.
that I want to see. I really like that matchup, and I think it's going to be a lot more interesting, especially with Westbrook missing the start of that series.
Yeah.
It would be a lot more closer. But yeah, no, these are all really good series. I'll start with the Jazz and the Nuggets. I'll take the Nuggets in 5. I think they're just the better.
In 5.
In
Wow,
5.
that's good.
Jazz don't really have any bench and any depth, and the Nuggets are a better, more talented team, and they've played really well in the bubble. So I'm going with the Nuggets on that. Mavericks and Clippers. Obviously, I'll go with the Clippers on this one. And as far as how many games, I'll say Clippers in 5 as well. Yeah, so that will be another 5-game series. Then my matchup in the West, Thunder and Rockets. I think this is going to be a 7-game series, just because of, Westbrook not being there, in the start. I think that's going to go the distance. I'll still take the Rockets in a close series over the Thunder, but that's definitely going to could go either way, toss-up without question. And then the last but not least, Blazers versus the Lakers, another really compelling and intriguing series. I'll go, as much as I'd love to see the Lakers go down in the first round, and that would be so sweet and so beautiful. I would be smiling from ear to ear and jumping with joy if I saw that, and we would be singing Hallelujah and I think the whole Medford would hear
like
me on
that.
Yeah, I actually would. I'd be that happy to say the least. That's not a that's an accurate statement right there. But with that being said, I'll go with the Lakers in 6.
In 6. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but because it will be a tough series, and Dame time will give those guys all to handle. But the Lakers will just be a little bit too much for them in the end. So, but no, it's going to be another really good series without question.
For sure.
Okay. For me, what is it? Favorite matchup?
Favorite matchup, and then your prediction for each.
My favorite matchup is gonna be Mavericks versus Clippers, man. I think that's gonna be a big one right there. The way Luka's been playing, dude. I want to see what he does in the playoffs. I want to see what Porzingis looks like in the playoffs.
Right, it's their first time in the playoffs.
They look good, man. And I think they're a scary first round for the Clippers.
Yeah.
Especially knowing that the Clippers haven't had all their pieces together. And they struggle sometimes and make excuses because they don't have all their pieces together. So that's my favorite matchup.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
For the Jazz versus Nuggets, I'm gonna go 5 for the Nuggets for sure. Jazz don't have anybody. Like, they have Spider and Rudy Gobert, and I like Spider, but I don't think he's like a pure point guard.
Well, he's not. He's the shooting guard. Mike Conley's the point guard.
Yeah, but he had to take over, for a little while, and he didn't do too well with that. He scores in bunches, but it's about like setting up other teammates and stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about. He's not like the facilitator. He gets buckets. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. So that's definitely a good point.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna take Nuggets in 5. I just think that team is too much. They've been together for a little while now too, and it seems like every year they got some new key pieces they're putting in. Michael Porter's playing well.
Oh, he's looking great. Oh
yep.
Man.
And what's his name? Bobo. I like that dude.
Him too. Right.
So Mavericks versus Clippers. I'm gonna take Clippers in 7. Just because I wanted to go 7. Just because I wanted to go 7. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to.
The Mavs are that nice.
Listen, I want them to earn it. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to earn it. I didn't like all that stuff with Damian Lillard. So, go 7.
So you sided with Lillard or not?
Hell yeah, I like Lillard. That's my dude. You know what I mean? Dollar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Dame Dollar.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
so that's my guy. And then Thunder versus Rockets. Whoo, that's a matchup. I think that could be bad, man. I think that's a matchup that we could be shocked. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Thunder won.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think they're gonna go 7, man. Because Thunder play hard, dude. They play hard.
They do.
And Chris Paul is not going down without a fight. And then Blazers versus Lakers. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I like the Lakers. They're gonna win.
That's what we said.
Yeah, I know, but you guys are like, as much as I want them to lose, I'm like, y'all tripping.
You wouldn't like to see an upset? And especially your boy Dame Dollar?
He loves LeBron James.
Yo, I hear what you're saying, and I'm a LeBron supporter. I don't know if I want to say fan, you know what I mean? But I definitely respect his game and stuff like that. But if anything, I'd want it to go like I'd want it to go 6 at least, just so the Lakers could sweat a little bit. I don't want it to be too easy for them. So, if anything, that's what I'd like to see. But yeah, that's our prediction. Did you go already?
I did go.
You did go already.
Yeah,
you went first. You went first. Yeah, man. And then so let's discuss some more about the Celtics and the 76ers, man.
Well, before you do that, we'll make sure to revisit these predictions.
Oh yeah, we have to.
Oh, absolutely.
I wish I would them down. That's why we need an intern to to write that thing. Write those things down.
We might get one pretty soon. So
exactly, that's coming soon.
That's coming soon, man.
Right,
that's in the pipeline.
When I edit the video, I'll make sure to write it down.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, do that.
Oh, yeah, for sure, absolutely.
We got to keep score. You know what? We need to come up with like one of those boards. With the picks. We should do that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So we're gonna have a board next time.
I'll come up with it.
Yeah. I'll just bring the board over here and we can do that.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yes, that'd be great. I like that idea.
For sure. Yeah, man. So for the Celtics versus 76ers, once again we're meeting these guys in the playoffs. I've
always seen them in the first round for sure.
It seems like that, but we didn't see them in the first round last year.
Was it the second round?
We saw the Pacers last year.
Oh yeah, Pacers and then Sixers. Right.
We didn't
see the Sixers.
Oh yeah, saw the Bucks. That was the year before. I'm thinking. Right. My bad.
They
guys.
just took us out of there.
The Sixers Celtics rivalry is basically back on.
It's back on.
Yeah.
And I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
so I think it's important we discuss for our listeners what's going on in that matchup in itself. So, in your guys' perspective, like, how does the Celtics match up with the 76ers, like, position-wise?
So my take is that there's only one position that the Celtics really don't match up well against the Sixers, and that's at with the big men basically at center.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Joel Embiid versus Daniel Tice versus Robert Williams versus Enes Kanter. And I don't think versus Ojale as well, I guess.
If they even play him.
No, I know Brad Stevens is gonna at least put him a couple of times just to like take some. Because I think what Brad Stevens is going to do is Brad Stevens is going to try to throw different things at Embiid to try to confuse him.
Right.
So I think even if he doesn't play a lot of minutes, I think Brad Stevens is going to throw him out there at least a little bit. Just to slow him down a little bit. I mean, honestly, I don't think Brad Stevens is going to focus too much on Embiid as far as letting him get his. Because we don't have to worry about Ben Simmons.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
So let's focus on our effort on
the guys around,
on Tobias, and let's make sure those guys don't score, so that we can so that we can win and let Embiid get his. He'll get maybe, I don't know. I can see him averaging close to like 28, 30 points this playoff run, but still lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think at guard, I think we definitely got that matchup covered. You got Kemba Walker, you got Jaylen Brown, you got Shake Milton and Josh Richardson, and I just think
I know who Shake is. I know who he is now.
But I just think there's no way our guys don't take those guys down. You know what I mean? I think both defensively and offensively, our guys are much more superior than their guys on the guard position and at forward and at the forward position. You got Tobias Harris, and Al Horford versus Jason Tatum and Gordon Hayward, and both of those guys are playing better.
I'm taking our guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Definitely.
Both of our guys are playing better than those guys. Al Horford is sleeping defensively. He has a knee issue right now that's bothering him.
He always has a knee issue.
He's not
right.
He's not playing as well. And Tobias Harris, we know, doesn't play defense. So and Jason Tatum is a two-way player. He's playing on offense and on defense. And I just don't see where the Sixers are gonna. I do think Joel Embiid is gonna play well, and I do think he's gonna win at least a game for the Sixers. just because he's an all-star, he's a big-time player. I do think he's gonna win a game for the Sixers, but the Celtics is gonna be too much for them. Even on coaching, you got Brad Stevens, who just got an extension, versus Brett Brown versus
You're not lying.
That ain't a lie. That's facts.
Versus Brett Brown, who might get fired. I just think, and Brett Brown he's a stubborn coach.
Yeah, he is. Really he doesn't want to change shit.
He doesn't really want to change the way he does things. And Brad Stevens, I've also tried to adapt. Because I remember last year when we played against the Bucks, that first game when we played against the Bucks, where Brad Stevens just formed a wall wherever Giannis was going. And I was like,
he was out there.
That was even though that series ended terribly.
Yeah.
But that first game gave you an idea of what Brad Stevens is willing to do to adapt to a new team or trying to like beat a new team. So yeah, that's the way I see that matchup going. On guard and power forward, we definitely have that matchup down. On center, it's gonna be a tough matchup. The Celtics are gonna have to throw a lot at Embiid to try to slow him down.
Yeah, I mean, Vlad definitely brought up some really good and valid points, and I mean, I'd have to agree with those. I mean, like I said, this series should be a sweep. This shouldn't even be a real, matchup in a real test for the Celtics, facing a depleted Philadelphia 76ers team. Like, we know they have the edge at the guard positions and at the forward positions, particularly with our top four guys and JT, JB, Kimba, and Hayward. Philly doesn't have an answer for those guys. Like, come on, like Shake Milton, what's he gonna do against Kimba Walker? Right. Like Josh Richardson, what's he gonna do against JB?
You don't think he's gonna shake Kimba?
Yo, he did drop 40 on a team. Then he dropped 40 on like the Mavs or 39 or something like that.
Was that against the Clippers?
Oh, the Clippers. Yeah. Yep, it was the Clippers.
It was right.
Yeah, he did. So he's capable.
True, capable, but I don't know if he's capable of doing that against the Celtics.
Yeah.
But I mean, he does have that in him to do that once in a while. But I don't see him doing that in this series. And then the forward positions, I mean, you got JT and Hayward and Tobias and Al Horford. Like, we should dominate all those positions, and that should be no contest. To me, I don't really see, how Philly can really compete with any of those guys and stop any of those guys from having big games and scoring at will. So the Celtics should have this series if they play like they've been playing in the bubble for the most part. Since they've had a pretty good into the regular season, so. If they continue that, this should be a very quick and short series. The only matchup that Philly has the advantage is obviously the big men, just because of their size. Because we're a smaller team, obviously. So, Embiid's obviously going to have the upper hand in that matchup, and he's going to have his way. But I also even possibly seeing the Celtics, if they want to do, they could, double team Embiid and force the ball out of his hands and make someone else, beat them. Because I don't think their big men can be able to guard him one-on-one, like, all series long. Like, Brad's not going to just let, his bigs go one-on-one with Embiid and, like, not give them any help and, like, do any, like, digs, like, strong side digs or, trap and force Embiid to, get the ball out of his hands and other guys to score and make plays. So, and they don't really have too many guys that can, shoot the ball and that can score, the ball other than, Embiid. So I'm not really too worried about, the other guys in their lineup that are, that they have on the floor. So, I like the matchup for the Celtics, and I think that they're gonna do really well in this matchup and in this series, and it should be a dominating performance that we'll see starting on Monday night. At 6:30. So the Celtics will certainly.
I'm so pumped.
Yeah, me too. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, so the Celtics will certainly do. Will be look like the team that we all expect them to look like, and will do some damage to the Sixers in this series.
Before you go, John, one last thing I forgot to mention was the bench. Our bench versus Philly's bench, not even a matchup, and we don't have that good of a bench.
Exactly.
I think. You know what I mean? Compared to
Who
all the
is
bench.
on their bench, dude? I don't know anybody on their bench
I know
right
who's
now.
on their
Right,
bench,
right.
but no notable players.
Like, no, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, we don't
That's
know
what I'm
anybody.
saying.
Man.
We have Marcus
Right.
Smart, Brad Wanamaker is better,
Rob Williams.
Robert Williams, Enes Skinner. I mean,
Oh
those
man,
guys.
Enes Kanter before Rob.
I'd like to have Rob before Enes.
No, I'm saying like resume wise,
Yeah, of course,
we
of
can't
course.
disrespect
Yeah,
Kanter like
you're
that.
right,
You know what I mean?
right, You're right.
So
Yeah, they don't have any depth. I'm looking at their roster right now, and the majority of these guys, I'm trying to figure out if I've even heard their names before, or
At the YMCA, you have.
yeah.
or
They-
in the G League that I have.
They got
yeah,
a kid
yeah,
from.
yeah.
Didn't they get a kid from the Warriors? What's his name? Something Grant, maybe.
Who?
Some kid from the Warriors that they got, that they're trying to feature and stuff like that. But
He's pretty
obviously,
good, and then they have Matisse Thybulle, who's a solid upper player,
but he's a rookie. So,
right.
Good
But
luck with that one.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, the games are gonna be they start on the 17th, which is Monday, and that's gonna be at 6:30, and then they got another game on the 19th, and then on Friday the 21st, on Sunday the 23rd, and then if needed, is gonna be on Tuesday the 25th, Thursday the 27th, and Saturday the 29th. So we're gonna get a lot of Celtics basketball in the week time span. You know what I'm saying? Every
awesome.
2 games, man. Like, it sucks that the pandemic happened, but I love having the NBA in the summer.
Exactly.
Like, it feels so good to just
hell
watch
yeah.
NBA games.
I don't.
Right.
You don't?
You don't like the
I
NBA
really
in the
don't.
summer?
Wow.
I really
You
don't.
don't like watching basketball in the summer?
Because I like being outside in the summer.
Yeah, but I mean, you
So-
can still be
No,
outside.
actually, you can still be outside. You can
Yeah, but
arrange
you're not.
that.
Yeah, I'm not watching the game outside. I want to be at home with a beer watching the game.
Yeah.
No,
You know what
no,
I'm saying?
you're
right.
right. Fair
So,
point.
I
Fair
mean,
point.
I'm not saying anything against you guys. I'm just saying for me, like August, I want to be outside.
For me, it's a great change because right now I'd be reading a bunch of shit about the Patriots training camp, as opposed to watching.
Right,
some shit,
right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
That's true.
That's what
Exactly.
I'd be watching like every day, like looking at for the updates, quotes from the players, going
But
on
I'd rather be
YouTube.
doing that.
That's what you'd rather be doing.
Because I like the setup. You know what I mean?
You're used to the setup.
Yeah,
I
but
think it's a
like
refreshing
it.
setup.
I like it that way. Now I can really focus on the Patriots because I'd rather be watching NBA playoffs than focus on the Patriots.
There's nothing going on with them anyway.
No, that's true. Exactly. Right. The training
I mean,
camp just
the only reason why there's nothing
started.
going on right now is because of Corona.
Right,
If it wasn't
right.
For Corona,
That's true.
I would be at one of their training camp just watching. Like I love going to training camp and just
Yeah, me too.
Me too. Yo,
Oh, yeah, I'll go-
we need to go next year.
next
If it's
year,
open,
next
if
year
it's
we'll-
open,
Next year
yeah.
we'll take a trip.
you'll catch Pro Fan Sports at the Patriots minicamp
Should
practices.
we record at the Patriots?
Hell
Yes, absolutely.
Nah, we probably
Or-
there's gonna be way too much noise there. We're gonna be needing to run
that's
to
the
our
point.
seats.
No, that's the
Right,
point.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Because the fans will be like, "Oh, look."
We'll do a vlog.
Maybe,
We'll do a
yeah.
vlog
Yeah.
at the Patriots minicamp.
We'll do a post.
We're
on
gonna
Instagram.
revisit this next year when we're over there. So
Oh yeah, no,
that should
for
be
sure.
good.
I love going to
But-
training camp. I go every year, and I miss going to to the training camp
Yeah.
practices and seeing those guys out there on the field.
each
So
other, man.
yeah, right, hitting each other and actually seeing them from up close and personal. Because even when you go to games, it's nothing like it. So I'm hoping that we can go there next year and do a little something over there. That would be pretty cool. And I like how the fans, as soon as they open the gate, they all legit run to the seats.
That's what I'm saying. We
got.
Oh yeah. I'm stiff arming motherfuckers. Like I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So
I them with the Heisman.
The Heisman on. You know.
Oh,
so
man, no, but we will definitely go over there next year for sure. That'd be awesome.
Back to the matchups though. For me, I agree with both of you guys. You know, they don't have anybody except for Joel Embiid, and I question Embiid's motivation this year. You know what I'm saying? I was watching the game the other day. I forget who they were playing, but he like tweaked his ankle a little bit, and he like limped off, and then he was on the stands, like, you know, cheering his teammates on and stuff. He just doesn't look motivated to me, and it looks like the coach is definitely not for him. You know, the coach doesn't listen to what Joel needs to do to like be successful. You know what I'm saying? Like sending Joel Embiid to the 3-point line is like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
come on, exactly.
He's 7 foot something, right? Like 7'2" or something like that.
Yeah, 7'1", 7'2".
7'1", 7'2". Like, come on, man. You got one of the most skilled big men out there. Why would you want him on the arc? You know, that makes no sense. So that's really all they have. And we do have Daniel Tice. You know, say what you want about Daniel Tice, but he draws fouls. You know, and Embiid's going to have to play clean in order for him not to get in foul trouble. Imagine Embiid gets in foul trouble. Who steps up? There's literally nobody. You know, you got.
There's one thing
you said I didn't really agree with that. You said nobody can do their thing. I like Tobias Harris when he has volume, amount of touches. He can make things happen. So
yeah, but I'm not really worried about him. Right? Yeah, like he'll make some shots. He's a nice player and, you know, and a good shooter. But I mean, he's not someone that scares me, and that I think is going to be a major factor in this series going against our forwards. So I'm not too worried about that. Like he'll do his thing, but I mean, it won't have a major impact on this series.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm not saying he's going to have a major impact. I'm saying he's a guy that can actually get his own buckets when he has the amount of touches. But then he's going to have to work.
He was more of like a catch and shoot or coming out for screen.
He needs the touches to warm up.
And letting it fly kind of guy, not a guy that can create off the dribble.
No, he can create. That's why they got him. You know, if you remember him on the Clippers, he was getting buckets out there on the Clippers. So he can definitely create. You know, that's why they got him, and they gave him that contract that they gave him. You know, it seems like they're giving contracts to everybody, including
That's
Al Horford,
and
that's why they're where they're at right now. And they let all their shooters go. I'm like, why? Ilyasova was out there, he's gone. You know, DJ what Connell, he was in there.
DJ McConnell,
he was a good backup, you know, point guard, and
JJ Redick as well.
JJ Redick, they let him go.
Letting JJ Redick go was a big mistake.
A big mistake for them. Yeah, he was that veteran presence. You know, he brought the level-headedness that they need over there. Shake Milton, you know, if you watch him back in college, he's not a point guard. You know, he's more of a shooting guard. He's gonna get you some buckets. He's not a facilitator. It's kind of like I was saying about Spider Mitchell. He's not a facilitator. So, and we know Ben Simmons is that guy. You know, he's gonna get everything up close. He's not gonna shoot, but he's gonna drive. I don't know. Shake Milton is not built like that. So that's gonna be a problem. And then
he's a shoot burst guy. Absolutely.
I don't even need to name anybody else on their roster, really.
Yeah, it's not even worth naming them.
You got Richardson. I'm not scared of him at all. You know, and his shot, he's there to be a 3-and-D guy. He don't do nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
It hasn't been so much of that this year with them. Yeah.
Yeah, when I think about him, I think about Russell Westbrook when he was like, Pat Bev, man. He be messing with y'all, man. He's out there. He ain't doing nothing, man. You know? Yo, he dying every time. He's like, yo, he be tricking y'all, man. Like, look at him.
I remember when he said that too in that interview.
Like, man, he just playing with y'all, man. You know,
right?
That shit was hilarious.
Oh, it was.
But,
it was.
You know,
that was mad funny.
They really don't match up with us at all, man. And like you said, even their bench, like Brad Wanamaker, the best free throw percentage in the NBA this year. You know, Marcus Smart, he's actually a starter who just has to come off the bench because we got starters that can do it. You know,
also,
and he gets starter minutes.
He brings energy.
He brings energy, and he gets starter minutes. So it's
Absolutely.
not. He just comes off the bench. So he's literally our sixth starter.
He's
right.
He's like our defensive Lou Williams.
Yeah. Shit.
As far as 6 men, you know.
Right. In that sense, you know,
I didn't want to think about Strip Club Lou. You know,
nothing is wrong with Strip Club Lou, man.
Right. What's wrong with that?
You know, I just laugh every time.
Sounds like a guy I want to hang out with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Vlad.
Sounds like a good person to live the B Money lifestyle with.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, he definitely knows how to do it. So
but like Barry was saying, man, if the Celtics got this in the bag, dude. If the Celtics go 7 games in this series and has to go 7 games, we have major fucking problems.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Big time.
We have major problems, and we don't deserve to go to the next round. You know, if we're going to go 7. You know, with them, without Ben Simmons.
With this team.
Come on.
Right.
That's crazy.
With a depleted team, right?
That brings me to my next question, though. What matchups are you looking forward to in terms of the Celtics and the Sixers? Which matchup?
Honestly, I'm not really looking forward to any matchup. Really, I'm just looking for our guys to do what they do. Because the matchups that we have, we're supposed to win them. Yeah. None of them are like matchup that should be challenging for our guys. So I'm just looking for Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum to do what they do and be assertive and assert themselves as NBA, as not NBA. I don't want to say NBA All-Stars, but like guys that can carry their team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's, you know, most of the matchups we have a pretty big edge in. I would say if there's one that I'm looking forward to that I had to pick, I want to see how our bigs do against Joel Embiid. That's something that I'm really think that's going to be important in this series, obviously, and that I'm going to be paying a lot of attention to and looking forward to the most, because this is going to be a big and major test for our bigs going up against a skilled and talented big like Embiid, who can, you know, score the ball the way that he can in the post. So I want to see if, you know, our bigs can be able to rise to the, you know, occasion and step their games up and you know, and at least hold their own against, you know, a guy like Joel Embiid. So that, because I think all the other matchups, like I said, the Celtics, you know what I'm saying, should be able to, you know, have a clear advantage. It should be barbecue chicken, as Shaq says.
Yeah,
so,
as Shaq be saying.
With those other matchups. So I think that's really the only matchup that I would say I'll be looking forward to seeing in this series.
I'm looking forward to the Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward versus Al Horford and Tobias Harris matchups. I want Gordon Hayward to do work this series. Like, he's our 4th best starter, right?
4th option.
Can you imagine that shit, dude?
All-star.
4 years ago, could you imagine Gordon Hayward being our 4th best option?
Yeah, it's crazy.
on offense.
Yo, it's a dream, man. You know what I'm saying? And I want him to just destroy Tobias Harris and Al Horford. I just want him to go off, you know, and I think it's time.
They don't have anyone that can guard him.
And I like the quote that he said, when I'm aggressive, we're at our best when I'm aggressive. And I like that he's been getting aggressive, and I want to see what he can do, you know, being that aggressive. Because I feel like in the matchups prior to this matchup, he was a little timid. You know, he was very passive, wasn't very aggressive, wasn't going in. I like the fact that he's going to the rack almost every time he touches the ball.
Downhill a lot.
He takes mid-range and 3 points when they're open. But other than that, he's going to the basket. And I think that's what we've been waiting for as, you know, fans that keep up with the Celtics. And we've been watching Gordon Hayward struggle for the last couple of years, you know, with his injury and stuff. And I think he's finally rounding into form.
Yes,
you know?
he is turning the corner for sure.
I mean, he's looked like that in some stretches. throughout the last couple of seasons. Hopefully this time it's like
it's
something
more consistent.
He can continue building on.
Right.
So that's it for me right there. And I think, we don't even need to discuss in one. Just give me the player that you will think will be the most important Celtic in this series.
Kemba Walker. I think Kemba is gonna need to play really well. I think he's gonna need to take advantage of his quickness against the Phillies.
Shake Milton.
Yeah, against the Phillies defense, shaky defense.
No pun intended.
Yeah,
no,
right.
Real puns intended.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think Kemba is gonna need to have big games.
Okay.
That was a good point. For me, most important guy in this series for the Celtics, I probably would go with Gordon Hayward, actually.
Wow.
But yeah, because I think what we're gonna see is Philly's gonna have a lot of attention on JT and JB. They may see some double teams and really focus on those guys. So I think those third and fourth guys, like those Kemba Walkers and the Gordon Haywards, those are the guys that are gonna need to step up. And like we said, Gordon Hayward has a clear advantage over the forwards of Philly. So we need to see him continue to play like the all-star that he's capable of playing, and really continue to be aggressive and continue to get downhill into the basket and facilitating. So I think that's going to be the most important Celtic in this series.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna agree with that. I think you make a great point with the fact that JT's definitely gonna get blitzed a lot. They're definitely gonna focus on him because obviously you have to.
He's the number one option.
He's the number one option, and you see him calling for the ball, getting on ISOs, and splashing threes in your face, man. So
those step back threes, man.
Killers, and his stroke is so smooth, man.
Beautiful,
so smooth. So I definitely think Gordon Hayward, like I said, I want him to destroy his matchups every night, and if he does that, we know the other guys are gonna get theirs. Fast breaks, breakaways, they're gonna get theirs. We know Jason's going to get his, JB's going to get his, and they elevate every playoffs. We know those guys, when the playoffs comes around, their intensity goes up, and we've seen what they can do in the playoffs. If you've been watching the games the last few years with JB and JT in the playoffs. So I think they're going to be all right. Next question. Actually, we already answered this question.
Yep.
And that was going to be how many games will the series last? And I said, 5? And I think they're just going to get one game out of desperation. I think that's it. I don't think they're dead in the water right now. I don't even think they want to be there anymore, to be honest with you. And lastly, for the Celtics, you mentioned this already, Vlad. Brad Stevens, he got an extension with the Celtics. The details of the deal have not been, made available. This is per team policy. This is what they do. They don't discuss these kind of things with the public.
I think it's gonna come out.
It's gonna come out eventually, but initially, when it first, happens, it's not something that they let out like that. And if you've been here, you've seen that.
How do you guys feel about that in general?
Yeah, that was gonna be my question. I like it, man. I think it's deserved. I think Brad, since he's been here, the team has gone up and up and up. He's done.
Besides last year,
that was pretty difficult. And I don't even blame him because, even the player that, caused a lot of that difficult stuff, we seen what happened in Brooklyn. Went there, coach got fired. You know what I'm saying? So, now, if you think about it in that way, it's like, well, I think Brad did his thing. You know what I'm saying? If you really think about it like that, because it's like he handled that whole thing, for 2 years. So, I think it's up to players to actually buy in and to do what the coach wants them to do. You know what I'm saying? And I think he respects his players as men, you know, and like talk to them as men. And he's not like trying to baby anybody. And, you know, he says it himself. He lets the players do their thing in the locker room. You know what I mean? That's why they get vets and stuff like that. So I think it's a good deal for him. I like him as a coach. I like his demeanor. I like how he doesn't get excited over everything. I like the way he uplifts his players. I like the way he protects his players when it comes to like injuries and things like that. He just seems like a really smart dude. And I think he's just like a fit for the personalities we have on the team. You know, people like JB and JT, like their personalities match, you know, where he can handle those guys, you know. And I think the fact that he's kind of like raised their basketball careers. So I'm looking forward to more Brad Stevens. And I think it's fair to say, right, if he doesn't win a championship, then, you know, it was for nothing.
No, I totally
with
agree.
This team, if you don't win a championship, bro.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, not just.
I mean, I think they could do it this year if everything falls down right for them. But I think in the next coming years, he should be able to win a championship if they put that one more piece.
How many years do you want to give him?
2.
2 years. Okay.
Within 3. My thoughts of the extension. No, I like the extension. I think, you know, Brad Stevens has done a great job with this team, and there's been a couple of hiccups, in particular with last year, what wasn't so great. But as we know, that mainly wasn't on him. It was on someone who isn't with the team anymore. But other than that, as you've noticed, every year, not for the most part, but every year their win total has gone up and increased, and they've gotten better, from year to year. So I think that's, a testament to how good of a coach Brad Stevens is, and how he's definitely handled the team and done the right things and developed JT and JB and bringing in Haywood and getting him to turn around now and start to improve and become the player he was a few years ago when he was with the Jazz. I think we're starting to see some of that, particularly in the bubble. So I think that you're right. This is that definitely the right thing and decision for Danny Ainge and the Celtics management to make, and happy that they've to have a coach like Brad. He's a good X's and O guy, like John said. Basketball IQ's off the charts.
Yeah.
I mean, there really isn't anybody that I feel like is good when it comes to those things. I mean, there are a handful of coaches. But
Doc.
Yeah, right. Like you said, those guys that are just as good as Brad, but they're not too many others. Oh yeah, him too. Absolutely.
You're gonna put him in the conversation with Doc Rivers and Popovich?
No, he's talking about X's and O's.
X's and O's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Just from in that terms of that. I mean,
Gotcha.
Yeah, right. And that from that standpoint. So I think he's deserved to be with the team for the years to come. But like John says, he has to deliver a championship in the near future, within the next 2 to 3 years. If the Celtics aren't an NBA champion and don't bring Banner 18 to Boston within that time frame, then this extension is absolutely meaningless. And what the hell was the point?
Yeah.
With all due respect to Brad Stevens, we just talked about, praised him and talked about how much we love the guy. But at the same time, especially in Boston, you got to deliver championships to be successful.
That's all we care about. That's all we care about.
Right, exactly. It's all about titles, especially with the Celtics and their winning tradition and winning culture that, that they have. That all matters is those banners up on the rafters. So we have to see one within the next 2 to 3 years for this extension to be worth it, and I believe that that he'll be able to to get that done with this core group that we have on the roster.
I think he could do it as soon as next year with the growth of Jason Tatum and JB.
Yeah,
I think he can do it. To be honest, I think he can do it this year, and I think he can do it next year, if things fall right.
Right.
But lastly for the NBA.
Well, let me give my thought on the.
Oh yeah, you haven't gone yet.
That's true.
No.
Yeah.
Because you asked the question.
Yeah.
Right.
See, that's the issue.
Yeah. Go ahead, Vlad.
Vlad be trying to produce. I was watching Kyle Draper and Perk. They're like, yo, you trying to produce the show? Perk's like, yeah, I'm trying to produce the show.
They love Perks over there.
Yeah, I love Perk.
Absolutely.
Perk, he has good personality, man.
Right.
Especially on the Celtics stuff when he comes in and he's messing with Scalabrine and stuff. So he's pretty funny.
Yeah, he is. I like him on that.
But my bad. I didn't think you didn't go yet.
No, it's okay. I thought when I first heard the news, I was like, oh shit, this is way too early. But at the same time, I don't know what the length of his last deal was, how many years he had on his last deal. I'm in the beliefs, just like you guys were saying, that coaches are here to win championships, especially in Boston. We don't settle for mediocrity. You know what I mean? And it's been almost 13 years since the Celtics won a championship, and to me that's way too long.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
So, and excuse me. And I think Brad Stevens is great. He's a solid coach. He's not great yet to me. I think he has a lot to prove. In order for him to be great, he has a lot more to prove. He has to go to the finals multiple times and win at least once for you to be considered you've gone over the hump. You've done what it takes to be a great coach.
Right.
So I'm not mad at the extension because I don't know if there's a better choice out there, but I expect a lot, man. I expect multiple final appearance. And
Not one.
No, not two.
Not three.
Yeah,
Okay, LeBron.
because we have such a good team, like you guys say.
That team
we have
busted.
such a good core.
Yeah,
We need to find a way to channel that. So the thing in the NBA is that you need superstars to win, and we have multiple superstars on the team. Not superstars, but we have multiple all-stars on the team that should be turned into superstars in order to help us win. And I don't want to hear can Brad Stevens handle such and such
personalities.
Fuck
out of here.
He better be able to handle all those personalities because that's what it takes to
You're getting paid to.
That's what it takes to win a championship in the NBA. I don't like what happened last year. I definitely give part of the blame to Kyrie, but I definitely blame Brad Stevens for how he handled that.
Absolutely.
I think at some point when, as much as you let the players be what they be, and they should be who they are, and they should be able to enjoy the locker room as they do. But at some point you step in, you put the place back in order. And what happened last year was not acceptable. It was one of the lows in Boston sports, in recent Boston sports history.
That you can remember.
Oh no, without question,
Dude,
absolutely.
That team was so frustrating, yo.
It was
exactly
Like we'd win 5 games and then played shitty the next 7. Like what is going on?
Yeah, and I can't even imagine how upset we would have been doing a podcast last year.
I know. Imagine if we did start this podcast last year, right, and we had to talk about that team. You're right.
Yeah.
That team was a mess. Absolutely.
Exactly.
And then you got fucking Kyrie. Yeah, we fixed everything on the plane, right? Get the fuck out of here.
So
I know, right? Imagine how many times we would have bashed Kyrie, and we've already bashed him several times already on the show. He's not even in Boston anymore.
Real.
Right. Like,
So-
We'll always hate you.
yeah, for real,
No,
straight.
that's strong.
So I'm expecting.
No, that's a fair point, John. That's fair to say.
I'm expecting a lot from Brad, but let's keep going.
No, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. Other things that happened. Well, obviously the regular season is over, You know, they had the bubble come in, and people started talking about the NBA Bubble Awards because some players were doing some things that we ain't never seen before. You know, so they did an NBA unofficial award. I don't think anybody got a trophy or anything.
No
trophies. I didn't see any trophies. So this is like a participation trophy kind of thing, you know, like, you know.
You had to really put it like that.
Hell yeah. So the NBA Bubble Awards went like this. Damian Lillard won MVP. You guys agree or disagree?
Oh, of course. Deservedly.
Agree. Of course. That's clear-cut guy for the MVP. We got to give it to D. Lillard.
If you was watching, you would have no issues with this.
Absolutely.
Best coach, I think this is another no-brainer. Monty Williams from the Suns.
He did a great job with the
8-0.
They came in. Nobody expected them to make any noise, and they came in and they made noise, and they almost made it to the playoffs.
Yo, it sucks that they did so well and couldn't go.
Yeah. I know, like, guys. Damn. I wanted to see in that playing game so bad the Blazers and the Suns.
Yeah,
I wanted to.
That would have been dope.
Them play. Oh man, game would have been lit. That would have been awesome. Oh, good God.
Yep.
But no, shout outs to the Phoenix Suns and to Monty Williams. He was more than deserving for this award. This, like you said, John, was a no-brainer, no doubter, just like Dame time for the MVP. So definitely he by as far was been the best coach in the bubble. You know, and it's not even close who's second. I don't even know who other pro coach would be, would be deserving of this award.
Yeah, facts. They also did the NBA bubble first team, right? Like all NBA teams. So the first team was our boy Dame Lillard, Dollar, Devin Booker, okay, Luka Doncic, no brainer, James Harden, always in there, man, and then.
Not deserving, and then as well.
Surprisingly, but not surprisingly because of how he has performed, T.J. Warren.
TJ.
Remember the first show you was like, who?
Right, exactly.
And
when
now,
we were talking about him dropping 53 against the Sixers, was it you
it was
or
him.
Vlad that said, who? Yeah, and now all of a sudden, first team all bubble.
First team. And then we got the second team, Giannis, Greek Freak. And then we got Kawhi Leonard. I didn't think Kawhi did much in the bubble.
No, he played well.
Yeah,
did he?
He put up some good numbers. Okay. Right. No, he had a good bubble.
He's a solid guy on the Clippers. Like
I know, but I'm just saying, I didn't see he played well. Okay, that's good.
No, I'd have him on second team. I'm okay with that.
Kristaps Porzingis, he was on there.
He shouldn't be there.
Okay,
I disagree with that. Yeah, like
that. I don't know where that came.
Okay. Karis LeVert.
Yeah, he had a good bubble. Played really well in the Blazers game, and there were other games that he had do really well in, and had was dropping buckets. So I'd say he should be there. I'm okay with that.
Okay. He's the only one they got on the Nets. Okay,
yeah, that's true. Only notable player, and he took advantage of that. So,
and then we got the rook. Well, he's not a rookie anymore. Second year, Michael Porter Jr.
Second year because he missed his whole.
Yeah,
he missed that. Technically, he's a rookie because this is his first year playing. But
yeah, did anybody on the Celtics belong on this list?
Yes.
Does JT belong on this list?
No.
Who belongs on this list?
If anybody would, it would
Jaylen?
be Jaylen Brown.
Okay,
agree.
I like Jaylen.
JB should have been on the second team over Porzingis. Right. Like, come on, like Porzingis didn't play that well. We know Luka was carrying that team and put that team on his back. So
that's a fact.
Yeah.
Maybe he had 12 rebounds a game. We didn't notice.
If you're 7'3", you better be averaging 12 rebounds a game.
That's not necessary.
Yeah. And
that's not necessarily
you know how
true.
that goes. Even if you're 7'2", doesn't mean you get like all those 12
the rebounds
a game.
should be at least averaging 9,
That's a
10
good amount.
rebounds.
He should be
per game
for his athleticism, his size, his height. Like you should be.
Right,
okay,
right.
you should be, and he looks bigger too now. So you should be bodying dudes. You know,
Absolutely.
you should be Giannis.
The thing about rebounding, the rebounding is not about.
It's got to be about will.
Yeah,
and it seems like he don't got no freaking will to get in there and get dirty, and you need to do that.
It is, but no,
you know?
definitely height's a factor for sure. But no, I agree with that. That rebounding's about will and how much you want it, how much you want to go get the ball and beat the other guys to it. So no, I'm with you guys on that. But yeah, Porzingis definitely shouldn't be on this second team. And I'm surprised on the first team they didn't have a big man on there as well. They had all guards or forwards. So.
Yeah, but they were cooking though.
They were. They all deserved
the position. Whoever's cooking gets the spots. You know what I'm saying? We could have all guards in here. I wouldn't give a shit.
No.
Well, it looks like we have all guards in here.
I mean, with the exception of Porzingis.
No. In the first team.
Oh, for first team, right? It is all guards.
All guards.
Right. Yeah.
So
pretty much.
Lastly, you all right, bud?
I think
I see 3 big yawns in the.
I don't know what.
Been a long week for you, Vlad?
We need to take a break.
No, I'm good. It was a long week, but I think it's just the cool air. I don't know. Something up with the cool air is putting
You're cozy in here right now. Lastly, on the NBA, some stuff that happened or some news that you guys need to know about. Russell Westbrook from the Rockets guard. He'll miss the start of the playoffs. I don't know what that means.
How many games?
How many games? I don't know.
They said a few games. They didn't specify.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, no. But
I might have to change my pick.
They usually say a couple.
Yeah.
When they know it's like 1 or 2. Few
games,
that's
not good.
Few games, yeah, that's a lot. That's like almost half the series right there. Right.
OKC will take this thing if Westbrook doesn't play.
No,
I'll tell you that right now.
Right, if he doesn't make it back for that series, I wouldn't be surprised if OKC wins against the Rockets.
Yeah, Mo Bamba, Magic center.
Yep.
He'll be out for the rest of the season due to coronavirus. What, did he get corona in there or like the complications of the virus?
I don't know.
Is that what I heard? I heard it was like
it was just like they said,
because I know he was in the bubble.
But right, he was in the bubble. He
so
played.
I think it's like complications of coronavirus or something like that. So it's not like he caught corona in the bubble. It's like the other athletes, they're struggling to like recover fully from this shit. So that's why people take it seriously. And
so I think you're right. It was some sort of issue with him on that. So
yeah,
that you gotta have him out of there.
Yeah, and then surprisingly, Giannis got suspended 1 game, which was the last regular season game for them for headbutting. What's his name? Mo Wagner or something like that. Yeah.
From the Wizards.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty funny, and
that was pretty funny.
That was
pretty funny. He lost his cool a little bit.
That.
I was like, you really headbutting dudes? Like,
I really enjoyed that.
That was funny.
Right, and especially having dudes on the Wizards. Like, it's crazy how we've seen in this bubble already twice Giannis get into incidents where he's lost his cool and and teams have been able to get under his skin a little bit and really frustrate him.
Yeah, he's like, dude, I'm the fucking MVP. Get the fuck, like, it's like, boy, so that was pretty funny. He got suspended for it. I'm glad the NBA didn't go like and suspended him for like 2 games, where he missed like a playoff game. That would be bad. So
really, y'all don't think it should have been a longer suspension than 1 game for headbutting a guy?
That first of all, it wasn't like a hard
headbutting guys.
I don't think it was like,
know that.
Yeah, but I think it was the severity of the headbutt. Like,
he played it too.
You know what I mean? It's not like the guy was bleeding on the ground. Like, it's like you got a little head bump, man. You'll be all right. And it was a nobody too.
It was just like
it was a bum.
It was a bum. So like
it was just like, yo, don't fuck with me. I can
exactly. It's like like, what are you doing, bro? So I thought that was fine, man. But that's gonna be it for the NBA, man. So we're gonna move into the NFL. in other NBA news, Mike Conley, guard for Utah Jazz, he actually had to leave the bubble for the birth of his child. So he won't be playing in the first couple of games, I can imagine, because they have to go through a protocol when they come back into the bubble to actually be able to play again. So, yeah. And then another news, too, a gentleman named Bill Baptiste actually was fired by the NBA. He's actually he has affiliation with the Houston Rockets. He's a photographer, and he made a Facebook post where he called the recently nominated vice president of the United States. Well, he didn't call anybody anything. He posted up a meme where it says Biden and Joe and the hoe. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. And obviously, we all know what that means. So, a WNBA player, Cheryl Swoops, who's actually, I guess, friends with him on Facebook, saw the post and reposted, took a screenshot and reposted it on her wall, and was basically like, NBA, y'all got to do something about this shit, because, she thought that was disrespectful. And, I mean, by all accounts, it was. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
You can't. I mean, no matter if you dislike somebody like that, especially if you're at a job like that also, because I know there's a lot of photographers that, being an NBA photographer would be a dream for them. You're probably getting paid pretty nicely. Oh, yeah. Got a nice little loft for yourself and all that stuff, and for you to lose it over some dumb shit like that, sucks for you. And I'm glad, because that was a distasteful post. And, he should be ashamed of himself. And I think he said, yeah, that post doesn't represent who I am. Then why the fuck do you repost it?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So let that be a lesson to a lot of people out there. Don't post anything, just anything on social media, because obviously it can have some consequences, whether you're in a big position or you're not. You got to think about the shit that you're posting, and think about, some people you might be affecting or offending, as we can see in 2020, a lot of people have gone through that same shit. So careful out there. But now we're going to move on to the NFL. Patriots, they signed a running back this week, Lamar Miller, who actually ended up on the PUP list, right?
That's correct.
So physically unable to perform list. And Lamar Miller, if you guys don't know or remember who that is, he actually played for the Texans, and he's actually a talented back. He does well after the catch, and he runs hard. So I know that what's his name, Sony Michel, our starting running back, he's on the shelf right now, physically unable to perform as well.
Yep.
So, and also Brandon Bolden, who's another running back that we had opted out for the season. So, we needed depth at that position. And I think we have another undrafted rookie. He's like 5'5", but he's electrifying. J.J. Taylor. And he's kind of like in the mold of Dion Lewis. So, and you know what we do with those guys in New England, starting with, Folk. What's his name? Kevin Folk. And then you had little Woodhead.
Danny Woodhead,
A lot of people call him the little blockhead. You know what I mean?
I haven't heard that one, but that's pretty funny.
Yeah, and then you had Shane Vereen came through and did his thing. Yeah. And then now we have James White. And then, actually we had Dion Lewis too. Yeah. And then now we have
James White.
And now we're trying to get in J.J. Taylor.
Yeah.
Name. So that's all we got on the roster for right now. So we needed a piece.
Damian Harris, the rookie.
I really want to see him. I really want to see him.
Yeah, me too. I'm interested in seeing what he can do.
I hope he gets carries, because I think last year he got like a total of 4 carries.
Yeah, he didn't even play last year, right?
And he wasn't a bad running back at Alabama either. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him and seeing what he can do. From what I've seen, he's a hard runner, really good after contact as well. Yeah. So downhill runner, big body, kind of like, somebody we can put at the goal line. So I'd like to see him a little bit.
That's exactly what we need. Yeah, definitely.
Another news: Patriots rookie 7th round pick Dustin Woodard.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before we move on to that, you guys have any thought on Lamar Miller at all?
Lamar Miller? I mean, not really. To be honest with you, I think if he's healthy, because I know he had an ACL tear the last year, so he wasn't able to play. You know, I think if he's healthy, he's a good piece for us to come off the bench. He's a guy with experience, and you know he's good after the catch. And you know, I think if Cam Newton is the back, he's gonna do well because Cam Newton likes to utilize his backs. You know, with passes to the back. You know, as well. So kind of like Tom Brady. You know,
and also play options.
Yeah, play options. Play actions, all that, you know. That's one way Cam Newton is similar to Tom Brady. He does intermediate little passes pretty well, you know. Going over 15, 20 yards, then we might have stuff to think about. But he does well in the short area. Yeah. So Lamar Miller, if he's not just like a camp body like we usually do every summer, I think he could help us out. You know, if he's healthy and he can utilize all his abilities, I think he can help us out.
Yeah, no, I'm with that for sure. You know, he's clearly got some talent. He was a Pro Bowler in 2018 when he had his best season with the Houston Texans. You know, believe he had close to 1,000 yards in that season, and I think like 6 or 7 touchdowns. So I mean, he's clearly, you know, when healthy, got some talent and can play. It's just a matter of him being able to stay on the field and getting that knee right that he had the torn ACL on, and hopefully he can, you know, be a solid addition and give us something in the backfield and keep our other running backs fresh, because I know the Patriots like to do a lot of running back by committee so that their running backs stay fresh towards the end of the season and in the playoffs, because you don't want to overuse you know, the running backs and give them too many carries, because that's how they get hurting and injuries that come in. And we know they have quite a few guys that you know, that have gone through injuries at the running back position in the last, you know, few years. So I think he can help us for sure, or hopefully he, you know, can turn into something, and Belichick can, you know, get the best out of him as he does with most of the guys he brings in. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, and we'll see how it goes when he comes off the PUP list at some point.
Word. Now, and I mean, did you have any thoughts?
No, not really. I just think it just shows a lot about
Sony
Michel's knee.
Yeah,
it does.
It
Absolutely.
just tells you that he might not be ready for the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Or it's a bigger deal than we're perceiving to be. So
yeah.
No, I agree with that for sure.
Like Lamar Miller was good, like you said, like two
years ago. Yeah.
Right.
Like I really haven't heard that much from him since. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, so we're gonna, you know, switch one ACL guy with another ACL guy. So
Pretty much.
that should.
I know. Well, no, it's
that
actually
should-
the foot that was bothering that he had.
Oh, yeah?
On Sony Michel. He
Oh, it's
ended
the
up-
foot, but he
Yeah,
does
yeah.
have a knee issue as well.
Well,
so.
that too. He also had knee issues last year, right? And then he also had to have like surgery as well before the season.
Oh
so,
yeah, he's had a couple.
Right. No, that's a definitely big major concern already, and this is only been in the league 2 years, going on his third year,
man.
So
one thing I want to say is that with Cam Newton, the quarterback, I think that's gonna open up some running lanes for us.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
I think last year we had a lot of problem running the ball, especially with our offensive line not being good.
Yeah.
I think this year with Cam Newton, it should improve the running game. So,
Yeah, Tom Brady's not a threat at all.
He's not a running threat. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah,
and the offensive line is healthy too, which helps. They got Dave Andrews back.
Exactly.
Well, they did lose Marcus Cannon, so we're gonna
I
have
think
to
he's
replace.
replaceable. I'm not too worried about
He's
him.
been starting, you know, for the last couple of years.
You know,
and-
like
I'm not the biggest Marcus
I'm a
Cannon
big-
fan, and I'm the
I'm a
Marcus
big-
Cannon guy. I think he's okay. He's improved. I'll give you that, and I think Dante Skarnecchia did a good job in helping him improve and getting the best out of him. But I think that's a guy that can, be replaced on the offensive line, and Belichick will find someone to come in and fill that hole at right tackle. So I'm not too worried about that.
No, I definitely like Marcus Cannon a lot, but we'll see. We'll see how Friholdi Hold something. Friholdi Hold. That's his name.
Is it that new offensive lineman that we drafted from Michigan?
Froholt. That's his name. That's his name. Yeah.
He's apparently supposed to be decent. So, we'll see how he does in training camp. And, if they decide to put him when the season starts, we'll see, you know what I'm saying, if he can play or not and what he's got.
Yo, my bad. I'm laughing because we're watching a game and these dudes, these soccer dudes, whenever they get hit, they're like rolling all over the place.
Flopping
like,
and
all right,
everything.
man, get your ass up, man. All right? Look at him. Yo, he's funny. That's funny.
The flopping kings, to say the least.
That's so funny, man. But lastly, I wanted to say one more thing about Sony Michel. Shout outs to him because he is Haitian, and we're gonna support our Haitian dudes out here.
Yo, Sony Michel should be on this podcast.
For real.
Facts. That would be a good person to have as a guest.
I know you're injured right now, so it's not like you're practicing or anything.
Sony Utanium, right? I just said, so do you heard me in Creole.
Come chill with us here, man.
Yeah, facts, dude. Facts. But
that would be dope for sure to have him on as a guest on.
He could be in the house. I have moms cook him up something. A real Haitian household, But more on the Patriots, as we were talking about offensive line with Froholt, a rookie. 7th round pick Dustin Woodard, he retired from the league, and that really doesn't do much.
Did you guys see anything about why he retired or anything like that?
I don't know, man. When I heard that, I'm like, damn, you can't be that bad, bro. Like you got drafted. You're that bad.
I think he had a $40,000 signing bonus.
Yo, he had
something like that. Man, that sounds about right.
I hope he's not one of them people that think, yo, I'm good. Yo, $40K. Yo,
right. Like, yo, I made my bread. I'm straight. Like I'm living now.
He did not think that.
No, I hope not.
He did not think that.
For real.
But I hope he's okay. I don't know exactly. Maybe I don't know if it's an injury or what it is.
Yeah.
I hope he's fine.
No, hopefully, man.
I didn't hear too much about that, but one thing I want to make it clear and did hear was that it's not related to the virus or to the pandemic.
I don't think he would retire because of the pandemic. I think he would. He would take the year off or something.
Right, he would opt out. Exactly. Right.
But listen, man. Regardless, he retires or not, he's a man that's played college football. Not many people can say that. He's a man that got drafted by the NFL. Not many people can say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, for a little while, he was on a NFL roster. Not many football players can never say that. So
maybe he wants to do something else. Maybe
good luck to him. Yeah. Good luck to him.
Maybe he wants a career change or whatever.
Hey,
right.
That would probably add some years to his life too, because you know what happens to these players when they play for too long. So that's gonna add a little bit. Hopefully he's not playing semi-football like overseas or some shit.
Right.
Yeah, other news that's not Patriots related. Some guys got signed this year to some contracts. 2 tight ends actually, Travis Kelce and George Kittle. Two of the best tight ends in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised at the difference. Travis got 57 and Kittle got 75 for 5. And boy, I don't know. Maybe this is the effect of Patrick Mahomes signing for $500 million. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what I was just gonna say.
Now you can't get the max. You feel me?
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
But I also think it's a little bit like I think those guys are probably trying to say, hey, we have a core group here.
Yeah.
And we
want to stay together.
We can turn this into a dynasty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let's try to. Maybe that's what they're doing. I don't know.
He could have said, yo, Pat. 30 mil. You know what I mean? Like, you got it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yo, come on. 30 out of the 5. I'll stay on this team. You got it, fam. You know what I mean?
Maybe that happened.
That would have been a deal I'd be for.
That's what he told Pat Mahomes. He could have. That's possible.
The Packers did some signing. They signed Kenny Clark, the nose tackle, for 70 mil for a year. He's now the highest paid nose tackle in history, right?
Yeah.
So we know with these contracts, every year a guy's gonna set precedents because the cap or whatnot, or the value of these guys go up every year for some reason.
Not that I care about that signing, just because it's the Packers. I mean,
right.
It has nothing to do with me or anything like that. But I'm surprised that a nose tackle is being paid that much in today's NFL.
No, that's a fact.
Right, no, fact.
That's a fact.
I feel like today's NFL doesn't really conduce to nose tackles. That big guy that's gonna be in the middle, like plugging, the middle of your defense.
Yeah.
I thought that didn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there was BJ Raby, there was Vince Wilfork, and there was the guy. What's his name? He's a Samoan guy. He used to play for the Ravens.
Haloti Nada.
Yeah, Haloti
Nada.
Nada. There was those guys, and then
Yo, he's like an encyclopedia.
Giving him props right now.
For real.
No, I
Barry,
appreciate
the reason
that.
why I said it, I didn't expect you to say it.
What?
I said it because I thought Barry was gonna say it.
Oh, you have no faith in me,
Nah,
man.
no faith in me. Because Barry's good with the name.
He is, yo.
He's
No,
really
I
good with the
appreciate
name.
Like, how you
guys.
remember that, bro?
Appreciate
Like,
it.
that was years ago.
But
I know.
Haloti was that dude, though. For
But that's
real.
what-
That was
that's-
a problem.
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. I feel as though the time for the nose tackle is in the past. So I'm surprised that they're investing that much in the nose tackle. So we'll see what that does. Maybe they're trying to invest in their defense since they're trying to push out their quarterback.
No, I completely agree with that. But at the same time, if you have like a real good one, you're going to pay them because those guys, they do damage in the run game. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They clog the middle. You saw what Vince Wilfork did for us for years. Like, in the middle,
dude was
taking
a
two
monster,
guys at
beast.
one time every time almost,
Right.
So,
absolutely. You had to double team him.
exactly.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
shooting the gap, boom. You're not going anywhere. So, I mean, I think if they deserve it, if anything, shout outs to the big guys. They're getting paid out there, and they deserve it because they're the guys that actually do the most work throughout the game because they're literally in each other's face every play. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
And they don't get mentioned, boy, and you don't hear their names called being much. Right. And it doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but no, those guys definitely do a lot of the dirty work and, the things that go unnoticed during the game on the field, but they're important for sure players, and they, have a, pretty big impact on the game without question. So, no, shout out to Kenny Clark for being the highest paid nose tackle in NFL history.
Nah, if you really think about it, there's no football without those guys. Like the offensive line, the quarterback can't do nothing.
Right.
So
battle in the trenches, yeah.
Facts, so shout outs to them. Cowboys signed Everson Griffin. He was one of the, last remaining free agents out there. Well, notable names anyway.
What about the other guy from the Seahawks?
Jadavian Clowney?
Yeah.
Still a free agent.
He's still a free agent.
Crazy.
Yeah,
It
that
is.
But I mean, his
it's
asking
absurd.
price is different. His asking price is different. So he's looking to get like real money, but like he had like 3 sacks last year. It's like
That's what I'm saying. He was trash last year, right?
Facts.
Right. I don't know why his price hasn't gone down and why he still has that high of a demand. I'm surprised it hasn't lowered. Like, Cam Newton's price lowered, so I'm surprised he still has kept that price and wants a contract in where.
No, that's what I was gonna say. He better get his Cam Newton on. Like, you better take that $1 million, like,
Right,
or stay out there.
Exactly. Get your 1 year prove it deal of even if it's the league minimum, and and go out and prove yourself that you can be one of the best defensive ends and defensive linemen in the league, and then
Which
next
we know
year
he can be.
you can set yourself up for a big payday, right? Like we just said, well, a la Cam Newton, that's exactly what he's doing, and he's set himself in a position where he could have a really big payday and get a big contract for next year.
Facts, though. So, Cowboys signed Everson Griffin. That was
Yeah, they need
good
that.
for
they
them.
They needed another
like
pass rusher.
Every year they sign some kind of pass rusher, but I know Michael, what's his name? Bennett, yeah. One of the Bennett brothers, he retired, so they needed another person to get in there. And it seems like they always get a notable name for some reason, but it doesn't really usually do anything.
Right.
Hard Knocks is coming back, right? Or did it start
It
already?
is back, actually.
Yeah,
the first week was this past week.
Yeah.
Did you watch that first episode?
No, but I heard about the episode. No,
I don't really usually watch the Hard Knocks.
I like Hard Knocks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Look, me too. I watch it sometimes.
Listen.
Some of them are good, but
for me, it's like if I don't care about the team, I'm not watching it like that. You know what I'm saying?
But I used to be such a football junkie that I would watch 2005 Hard Knocks.
Wow.
I was just
that's different.
I remember being just like at home, just like, yeah, I'm bored, I'm not doing anything. Let me watch Hard Knocks. Like, let me watch Ray Lewis rain down on somebody in practice. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just enjoy that. But I didn't get to see that first episode. But I'm sure eventually I'll catch up to it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'll check that first episode out too. Heard it was a pretty interesting episode, and yeah, I like watching some of the Hard Knocks, episodes. But like John said, it kind of depends on the team, because if like the team's trash and doesn't really have any, players you want to see, then it's, not really, interesting and doesn't catch your attention.
The team that I really wanted to be on Hard Knocks is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes.
Oh, bro, yeah. No, they should have been.
Because
absolutely.
The requirement to be on Hard Knocks is you had to miss the playoffs for 2 consecutive years or something like that.
Yeah.
And I thought,
right.
and the Bucks really haven't made the playoff like that.
In the last couple years, they haven't. Exactly.
So I thought they were gonna be on there, but it was disappointing that they were.
Right, especially with all the personalities that are on that team now, and being pretty much a new team. What
personalities are you talking about? Tom Brady. That's it. What do you mean? I don't care. No, that's it. Tom Brady would have drawn all the audience.
That's it. That's
true.
Just to see his
routine.
What
about Gronk too? Gronk has a huge personality.
Yeah, but not
that came afterwards. Like, people, as soon as you say Tampa Bay Buccaneers, people would have been like, "Yo, Brady with the new team." Everybody would want to see that.
No, that's a fact.
For sure. No, that's facts. Good point.
That's a fact. Another news, Anthony Lynn, he's the head coach of the, Los Angeles Chargers now?
Yep.
I hate saying that because it's like, dude, it's supposed to be San Diego, bro.
Right.
San Diego Superchargers.
Yes, Vlad,
everybody just know that. It just goes. So I don't like that.
I don't like it, man.
Yeah, I know. That sounds horrible.
And I love San Diego. Like, I don't understand why. I love San Diego, man.
No, San Diego's that spot.
Yeah,
but they never had
more
fans.
Beautiful than LA, but you're right. They didn't have
fans.
a fan base. That was the issue why they didn't stay over there, right?
Because people are touring, man. They don't got time to go to your football game.
It's also like a retirement.
Tourist
and a retirement. What do you?
Kind of, environment or area, destination.
Right.
But he had the coronavirus. Right, and I think he's
I think that was revealed on Hard Knocks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
it was.
You know what? I didn't know you had to miss the playoffs 3 consecutive years to actually be.
I think it's 2.
I think it's two sounds.
And that's it. So no wonder Bill Belichick be working his ass off. He's like, fuck that. Straight up, he's like, you guys are never coming here.
That's why Belichick is working. He's like, oh yeah, I don't want to be on Hard Knocks.
No,
forget the trophies. I'm working so I don't be on the Hard Knocks.
Right. I'm trying to get the playoffs so I don't have to worry about ending up on that show. Facts.
Yeah. But, good luck to him. And, well, apparently he doesn't have it anymore, right? If it wasn't on the Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Right? So
I think it was before the season started.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So he should be good now.
He just revealed that he had it. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. It was just recently revealed.
Well, good for him because, it's like if that was revealed earlier, that league could have been in jeopardy. Like, we're not coming back.
That's kind of crazy. He's the 3rd head coach in the NFL to be tested positive of, of the virus. So, but
yeah.
I mean, good thing that he doesn't have it anymore, because I know Sean Payton and Doug Peterson also had it as well at one point. But
yeah, no. Every time I think about Anthony Lynn, I think about that playoff series we had with them when Tom Brady was just like whooping their ass.
Oh yeah,
he's like, damn, that's too easy. I'm like, damn, I could feel that.
We blew them out that game.
That was that playoff. They was like, yeah, the Patriots are done, and then we hung like 42 points on them. That was.
Oh yeah. Good. And another quick thing I remember from that game was when they had on mic'd up Joey Bosa. Was tight and complaining to Tom Brady. He was like, damn, bro, you getting rid of the ball too fast. I can't, even get there. And Tom Brady just laughed and, slapped him right in the butt and, and kind of just kept it moving. But
he actually said, well, stop getting here so fast.
Right.
And lastly, for the NFL, we wanted to leave this one because this one's fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Freaking bonehead.
I know, tell me about it.
Seahawks rookie Kema Severin. Is that his name? Severin,
yeah.
Kema Severin. That's what I'm going to say his name. Or Severin. I don't know. I'm not his dad. But he got released by the Seahawks for attempting to sneak a woman in his room. And apparently that woman was like dressed in like Seahawks gear too.
Yeah, so as a Seahawks player,
Yeah, so now you're a rookie and now
Whoa, hold up. She was dressed as a Seahawks.
That's a difference. No, you didn't hear about that?
Hold up. There's a difference. Was she dressed with Seahawks gear, or was she dressed as a Seahawks player?
Seahawks gear to like have her pass, like that's probably one of the players.
Exactly. That's
they put the hair up probably. Put the hair up, put the hat on, you know what I mean?
Oh, exactly. That's why he tried to make it seem like so she could come into the hotel.
Oh, he's wilding.
And they probably, like, the team probably has, like, the front desk call us if anybody comes in here with anybody.
For him to do that, it takes guts.
It does. And you know what else it takes? Stupidity. Because now you're out of a fucking chance to get into the NFL. You're a fucking rookie. You know what I'm saying?
You just got to the league.
You're not Russell Wilson. This is not Sierra. Like, what are we doing?
Right. Exactly. You're risking it all for what?
Yeah, and now good luck with him getting into any other team with this year, how everything's going with the roster being down to 80. Like, there's not going to be many places for you to go now.
That's even more funny than I thought. I heard about the news and I just knew that he tried to sneak a woman and then he got cut. But I didn't hear that the girl was dressed as a Seahawks player. That's really funny.
Like a fucking idiot.
It's hilarious for sure. Yeah, no.
I almost asked, was she wearing pads or something? Like,
was
she wearing, like...
that would be hilarious.
Oh my God, that'd be the funniest thing.
You're the only player to walk in here with pads on. What the fuck? Like, you got a full helmet on?
That's really funny.
It's like
full helmet, cleats, right, shoulder pads. Like,
well, listen though, like, how dumb do you have to be? The team has the hotel. Like, yo, if anybody comes in here that's not our players, notify us right away. Like. Can you imagine for the team not to instruct the hotel about this when they have protocols and everything? It's like anybody who comes in here, you have to screen them. You have to see who they are.
You know what I thought too. As soon as I saw that news, I was like, I bet you she's over there with her friend. Oh my God, he got suspended because of me. Like she's bragging about that.
Yeah, I took all his money, girl.
That story, it's about me.
Yeah, for real. I was that girl.
Telling all her girlfriends about that.
Yo, he risked it all for me.
Yeah, there you go.
Are you serious? You better get a life. Your man's gonna play semi. What is it?
Semi-pro.
Semi-pro.
Yeah. Oh no, he could be in the XFL.
That's fucked up.
The XFL, yeah.
Whenever
The Rock just bought the XFL and is gonna be the savior of that league, so he may have a job if they have a season next year.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, but all I hope is that she better have been bad and worth it, and he better be wifing that up or something. Because if he ain't doing that and it's just a side trick or whatever, then, bro, I don't know what the hell you doing, risking it all and risking your job and a chance to make a NFL roster just, you know, for some instant, you know, satisfaction.
That thing better be worth it.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
She better be a dime piece.
Not even a dime piece.
She
That
probably
thing,
got that wop, but
huh?
she probably got that,
That
wop.
wop, right? Yo,
She got that wop.
Well, why?
yo, maybe. You know?
Could she possibly could have that?
You might risk it all for a wop.
I don't. That's another conversation.
John is like, maybe.
You know,
who knows? She could be about that life.
what had happened was, you know, she had the wop. You know, you know,
Imagine him telling
like
Pete Carroll that.
wop I've never experienced before. You know, this is life changing kind of wop. You know,
I'm
so
just imagining him telling Pete Carroll that, and Pete Carroll was like, "You had what?"
Yo, people listen. If you don't know what a WAP is, and Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, look it up, please.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
We know we're a little urbanized on this show, but let's move on because we could talk about WAPs forever.
Right. Facts.
To the MLB, man. I mean, we're in Boston, so we got to talk about, you know, our Fenway boys, the Red Sox, who, like we said in the intro, they keep sucking.
Already, I got a new nickname for him. The Red Sox.
The Red Sox right now for sure, because they've won. There's been 21 games so far. They've won a whopping 6 games.
Embarrassing.
So they're 6-15 right now. Last place in the AL East. The Yankees are in the first place with 14 wins. So the Yankees have won double the amount that they have this year so far. Okay.
Already.
Last place in the AL East. Okay.
Do you guys think the Red Sox should tank?
Tank for what?
I don't know.
What are they tanking for?
For a higher draft pick?
How high? How does that shit even work? Because I know they got like 300 picks every year. Like, you know, people are picking like the 200s. I'm like, how many guys do they have to pick from?
Yeah, I'm not too sure how the MLB.
That's homework we're gonna have to do because
exactly.
how
We'll have to
does
look more into that?
I'm not sure how the MLB draft works, but I've heard people talk about them possibly tanking.
How bad is that? We know about all the other drafts. We don't know about MLB drafts.
I don't see that's bad.
I think it's bad because they're doing a bad job of like actually displaying their sport. You know what I'm saying? Like for the NBA, we have the NBA draft. It's big shit.
Yeah.
The NFL draft is big fucking production.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? People have their whole families around. Yeah. You know, TV crews. You saw the virtual, you know, draft. Why don't we have something like that for baseball? Or I know they do have one. Why isn't it like mainstream or like broadcasted like the rest of the leagues do?
Maybe it is, but I know
why don't we know about the prospects that come out? Why don't they have highlight videos like the other? You know what I'm saying? Make it more interesting. Right. Make me want to see these guys. Look at him. He just struck him out with like 102 like every other pitch. You know what I'm saying? Like make us excited to see your players. You know, I can't even what's his name? He plays for the Phillies, I think. Mike Trout.
No, Mike Trout. Bryce Harper, you mean. Mike Trout plays for the Angels.
There you go. Even Bryce Harper. I don't remember seeing like a hype video for them. Do you remember?
I think I saw one for those guys. You
saw like their high school tapes and stuff like that, but like you didn't see.
For those guys, for like the major big time, like high profile prospects that you know, this guy's definitely gonna make it to the MLB and be like a superstar and the next big thing in Major League Baseball. But those are pretty much the only guys you prospects. See that, you know, they have some sort of like highlight video or mixtape. If it's not, if you're not a high profile prospect, then it's like you don't really get to see anything. So it's crazy that
it's weird.
You know, that you know these teams and not really getting the their prospects out there like that. And
dude,
right,
dude, even an undrafted free agent in the NFL has a highlight tape.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Even an undrafted player in basketball, they all have highlight tape.
Facts.
Why is this not mainstream right now?
It's hard to compare baseball to football just because football is king. But it just tell you where baseball is as a sport. But I'm also gonna take in consideration that I'm not a baseball fan. Maybe if I was a baseball fan, I would be paying more attention and I would know more. But since I'm not that big of a baseball fan, so that also put me in a disadvantage to even look for that kind of thing.
Listen, bro, soccer's not even a big thing here, and I know more of their players than I do some of the baseball stuff.
That's
you know what I'm
true.
saying? Like,
Yeah, I know,
it's
it's
weird.
crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, we know who the top players in soccer are, but we couldn't list a lot of the players in baseball. But that's their league. But Zach Plesac and Mike broke protocol. They went out for dinner and drinks and socialized with friends. I don't know what team are these guys
Indians.
from.
Oh, they play for the Cleveland Indians.
Okay. Zach Plesac and Mike, is Mike's name Plesac too? They brothers
no.
or something?
It's Mike Clear Vinegar.
Clear Vinegar?
Yeah.
Listen, some guy named Mike, okay, they broke protocol and they went out for dinner. When the...
Oh, Clevinger. No, that's my fault. Well, I don't know why I said... Yeah,
okay.
It's Clevinger. I'm looking at it now. So, both of those guys, they're pitchers. They play for the Indians. They apparently were in Chicago on a road trip. I think they were playing the Chicago White Sox this past week, and they both decided to have a night out and go out for dinner and drinks with friends. And
part of the MLB new rules is that you cannot go out to restaurants
or bars, right?
or bars. So.
You're literally like risking millions just to go out and have a drink when you can have that shit in your house wherever you go. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
at the hotel.
it's not like the team is gonna stop you from doing this. You guys are together anyways. You know what I'm saying? So that's some weird stuff. And one guy we mentioned before in one of our last shows that had gotten suspended, our former Red Sox and now a Dodger. He's a pitcher, Joe Kelly. He appealed his suspension, which was 8 games, and now they brought it down to 5 games, which I still think is way too much for what happened.
Absolutely agree. Free my guy Joe Kelly, man. I know it's BS what the league is, doing to him and why they even have this suspension on him. So, I'm glad they reduced it, but it's still not enough.
Yeah, I agree, Barry.
Yeah, so for the AL East, we got the Yankees leading that division right there with 14 wins. And then for the Central AL Central, we got the Twins with 13 wins. And then for AL West, we have Athletics with 15 wins. So 15 wins seems to be like the most. And for the National League, NL East, the Marlins, which is surprising. They're up number 1 right now at 9-5. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
the Cubs, who are NL Central, they're leading 13 with 13 wins. And then the NL West, that's not surprising. The Dodgers are leading with 15 games. So that's the top, win record that any team has posted so far with the games that's gone by. But on to the NHL, man. Some playoffs is happening in the NHL. Particularly the Bruins. They're going against the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
This series in the first round, and right now they lead the series 2-1. Did you guys catch any of the games?
Of course.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Definitely been watching playoff hockey, no doubt.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't catch the last game just because the last game was yesterday, and I had a really,
the timing.
I had a,
the
timing wasn't bad because it's Saturday. I mean,
it's weird timing for me.
I like the day games. I had a lot going on yesterday, so I didn't get to catch that. But I catch the first 2 games. I think the Bruins are playing really well, but they're not capitalizing on their opportunities, which is the reason why the first game went to 3 overtime and the second game, they lost that game. I think the Bruins can be a lot better defensively and offensively. I think they've created opportunities. They control the puck. They control most of the games, but I just think they need to capitalize on the opportunities when they get them. I didn't get to watch yesterday's game, but maybe they played better yesterday. What do you think, Barry?
Well, I didn't see much of yesterday's game. I saw the highlights. From what I saw, they played much better in Game 3 yesterday than in Game 2. I thought they struggled in Game 2, and kind of Carolina had control of that game and skated a lot better and took advantage of their power play opportunities and even scored on a Bruins power play, which is crazy. But I thought definitely they were the better team. The Bruins were in Game 3 and played really well, and it was impressive for them to win Game 3 with everything that happened. That happened with the Bruins yesterday. So I think it was a crazy day for them, and they were facing a lot of adversity and in a tough spot and tough situation, and that could have gone the wrong way for them. And luckily they were able to still find a way to win that game. And Halat stepped up there, the goaltender who played. He who's their backup. He definitely had a really good game, having 29 saves and really controlling the net as he did yesterday. So, and I think the team rallied around him and and really looked much better and looked actually more even motivated to play in that game. That's what I was seeing from without the highlights and what I briefly saw from that game in Game 3 yesterday.
Okay. I mean, I didn't watch it either just because I'm busy with my kid and stuff like that. But I did pay attention to it. I was listening to it on the radio a little bit, and then I paid attention to it. I'm a play-by-play guy. I can follow the game like that. You know what I'm saying? I know it's not a lot of people's preference, but like for me, it's like I have to get the game somehow.
Yeah.
So I follow along and see what's going on. But I fully expect the Bruins to just like take this because it's the first round. Like we expect you guys to potentially go to the cup. You know what I'm saying? With the way that the team was playing before the hiatus, before the coronavirus pandemic, like they won the President's Cup. So they were doing pretty well on a nightly basis, winning a lot of games back to back. So I expect them to do what they do. So, I mean, you were talking about the goalie. You said Halak. He actually had to take the net, and our starting goalie dropped a big bomb on us, right, Barry?
Yeah, he sure did. So it was crazy that yesterday, about 2 hours before the game, like around 10 o'clock, the Bruins star goaltender Tuka Rask dropped a bomb on on everyone on the team and on all the Bruins fans deciding to opt out of the season and out of the NHL bubble due to his concerns about his family and wanting to spend more time with his wife and his newborn child. And I know he also has 2 other kids as well. So he made that decision, official yesterday and came out with a statement saying that he wanted to, be there with his teammates competing, but he felt like there were more important things in his life than hockey, and that was being with his family. So that's why he decided to make the decision, and he wishes the team, the best and, success for the rest of the season. I mean, it was unfortunate timing for him to decide, to do this now when the team's in the middle of a playoff series and 2 hours before, of a playoff game. So it was shocking and had everyone appalled and and blown away that he could, decide to make this decision, at the time that he did. But I mean, if you heard his comments after Game 2,
yeah,
I know he had some pretty interesting and
comments,
and appealing comments about the atmosphere of the bubble and how it didn't feel like playoff hockey out there, and that it felt like a exhibition preseason game for them, that the atmosphere wasn't the same, and it feels dull and boring at times. I know he had said that in his post-game interview after their Game 2 loss, and that those were really not only interesting, but I mean
telling.
Yeah, but pretty much telling, and comments that I know a lot of people had some things to say about. I know he's got a lot of backlash from the fans and from the Boston media, particularly on the Boston sports
how Boston
talk radio. They gave him a lot for that. So before I give my take on this Tuka Rask situation, I'm sure you guys are aware of it. I wanted to let you go first and give your thoughts on this whole situation that happened with Tuka Rask yesterday.
Before I give my take on it, the actual statement from him, I think you actually summarized it pretty well. You have a lot of the stuff that he actually said on here. That his statement was, I want to be with my teammates competing, but at this moment there are things more important than hockey in my life, and that is being with my family. I want to thank the Bruins and my teammates for their support and wish them success. And if you've been paying attention to the team, he struggled a little bit in the last couple of years with like things that he would say in the media. Even earlier recently, he actually said something in reference to like Black Lives Matter. He got a little backlash for and stuff like that, and Marshawn had to defend him a little bit for what he meant in his comments. So it doesn't seem like he's been having too good of a time in the recent couple of years or whatever. But I don't know, the fact that he said that it feels like an exhibition game. You should be dominating then, as a top goalie. I'm saying, on one of the top teams, you should be dominating and stopping pretty much everything if it feels like an exhibition. But I think it's a big blow to the team, because he is the starter, he is the star. So I hope Halak is ready to go, pretty much every game, because that's what it's going to take. And, he hasn't been a starter, so this is going to be different, and hopefully he has the mindset for it.
This is very surprising to hear the fact that he's opting out. I feel as though the Bruins fans have had a love and hate relationship with Tuka.
Yep.
He's played well sometimes, but sometimes he let us down. He's had other instances when he gave up on the team for whatever small injuries or small. I think he had like a sickness once and he gave up on the team.
Yeah, he had apparently like diarrhea or something like that, right? Or he was like feeling constipated, right? And he had to sit out for a game.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was a really important game too.
Exactly. Was that the Olympics or was that?
So that game, I remember it was actually It was the last game of the season. They needed to win that game in order to make the playoffs, and they were playing the Ottawa Senators. And it was in Boston, and it was a day game, early day game, 1 o'clock game. And he, said because he was sick that he decided, not to play, and that he, wasn't going to be able to be there with the team. And, and then unfortunately, not only did they lose that game, I know they played pretty badly and got blown out and didn't make the playoffs that year.
Thank you, Barry. So
no problem.
And I think he had another instances in the Olympics where he gave up on his team as well.
Yeah.
So I think he has a history of bailing out, unfortunately. So during the pandemic, I personally haven't been giving anybody flags for opting out. Just because I think it's a pandemic, something that we've never lived through. We don't know what this is. If you have concerns, then you get to leave. You know what I mean? You get to make your decision on staying or being out. I feel a little different about this one. I don't feel as though I feel as though Tuka had time to think about staying in and coming back, and he decided to come back and then opting out. Like, I feel as though if he had opted out from the beginning, it would have been like, okay, I understand, everybody gets the chance to opt out. But he came in, he saw what it is, and then he just like, I'm not feeling it. Especially after his comment after the second game saying, hey, this doesn't feel like playoff hockey. I personally don't know exactly what went through his head, and I'm sure he's not going to happy with what I'm saying now, but I just feel as though he was like, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel good, but I'm out. Like I said, I just don't feel good about the way he handled it, the way he basically it feels like he's giving up on the team. There's no other way.
It absolutely does.
There's no other way that it feels. It doesn't feel as though. I mean, it does feel as though, okay, he wants to spend time with his family.
Why, you didn't think about that before you went there?
I know everybody wants to do that. I just think it's he came into the bubble. He doesn't like how he feels, and he's like, yeah, I'm out. You know how so for example, I went to a Patriots practice with one of my friends, and
one of the training camp,
and he came in, and and he wanted to go with us.
Yeah.
But he's not that big of a football fan, so I was like, sure, come. And then he got there and he's like, yo, I'm bored.
What?
What? Can we leave now? And that's why I feel as though that's how I felt as though Tuka Rask is handling it. He's like, oh, what is this thing? Yeah.
I hope you told him the train is that way. The line is over there. Like, get the fuck out.
That's my boy.
I don't give a damn. I'll tell that shit to my brother. The train is right over there. Because if you ride with me,
for real, John.
What?
You didn't even tell your brother that?
He's
that was one of your main boys?
Bro, you know how many times my brother's done that to me when we go to the club? Yo, it's whack here, bro. Like, why? Because you're not dancing with nobody? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, I'm having a good time,
No, that's my boy. So we were like, yo, you're just gonna have to chill here, bro. Because
yes,
you're gonna have to take one for the team.
We stay until the end.
Till the end of practice.
My dude was literally on his back, staring at the sky. Like, that's how much.
That's how bored he was.
That's how much he did not want to be there.
Don't tell me that was Rudy.
No.
Shout out to Rudy. I love you, man.
So it was Rudy and I that went with our boy Martin, and Martin was not about it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's funny. I mean, it happens. It is what it is. But
Tuka, man,
that was wild.
You might not agree with what I'm saying, but that's how I feel. I just feel as though you're giving up on the team, man. You just don't like the bubble idea, the way it feels. It doesn't feel like playoff hockey.
Yeah.
Nothing feels like anything right now, Tuka. Like,
exactly.
Us, the fans watching the games on TV doesn't feel right. But hey, we're here watching.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, like I meant to say that in the NBA section earlier, like playoff is gonna feel weird.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
playoff is the noise, the fans,
Yep.
Right.
all that
right,
makes
right.
playoff beautiful. The intensity. Hey,
Right.
Tuka, it doesn't feel right for us either, but we're not giving up on the team.
We gotta watch.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I know Barry's waiting to kill him though.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm definitely with Vlad on this one. This is a tough one to swallow for the Bruins, and again, it seems that as if Tuka's bailing out on his teammates and leaving them hanging to dry. I mean, I get, you know what I'm saying, the family thing, and having a newborn at home. I get why that would be important to be with your family during that time, especially if you have a new child you just brought into this world. But like you were saying, John, if that's the case, if this is just strictly like all about being with the family and spending more time with your newborn, why wasn't that decision made before going to the bubble, before being in Toronto with the team, then making it in the middle of a playoff series, and when you've already played a few playoff games, and now all of a sudden you want to say, oh, I don't want to play in the bubble anymore, I don't want to compete with my teammates, I need to be home with my family. Like, it doesn't sit well with me, and I know it doesn't sit well with a lot of Bruins fans, because this guy has always seemed like he's mentally soft, and he doesn't have heart, and he doesn't have that dog in him. Like, and this is not the first, as we previously mentioned, not the first time that this has happened with Tuka, where he, has left the team and has, bailed on them in a critical time and in a critical game and part of this season, just so he could go handle something outside of hockey, whether it's family related. And especially hearing his comments after Game 2, in which I just previously mentioned, about him not, being, not liking the atmosphere, about, not it feeling like playoff hockey, like it feels like, exhibition, and it doesn't feel boring and dull out there. It seems as if he didn't, want to play and didn't want to be there anymore from when I heard those comments, and his heart wasn't in it. He just didn't want to play hockey and didn't want to be out there on the ice. I think that was pretty much another way of him saying that when he had mentioned those comments in his post-game press conference after the Game 2 loss. So he pretty much, quit on his team, and when he made those comments, he mentally checked out. And from there, he was gone. So, yeah, it was a definitely surprising decision and that he made, as far as him deciding to actually opt out, because I didn't think that he was actually going to have the balls to do it, even though we knew that he wasn't fully committed and fully engaged and, locked in into, the playoffs and making this Stanley Cup run with the team. But, at the same time, it's like it's just another classic example of Tuka being Tuka and him always wanting to do his own thing and not being there for his team when they need him the most. It's happened on multiple occasions, and I think this may be, getting to a point where the Bruins may have to start looking and thinking elsewhere about Tuka Rask being with the team.
I agree.
In the future, because I was hearing this earlier today when I was on my way here, that apparently he only has 1 more year left on his deal.
Time to go.
And yeah, so his deal ends at the end of next season, and then he's unrestricted free agent after that, and he's even starting to get up there in age. He's 33, going to be 34 next year, so he's getting into his mid-30s, and in the air he's still playing well, but I think that the decline's going to come sooner than you think. So it was disappointing to see Tuka do this, because it's like everybody's going through a hard time with this whole pandemic situation that we're going through, and nothing feels normal and nothing feels right. And of course it's not going to feel like playoff hockey if like the fans aren't there, but that still doesn't give you a reason to just leave your teammates hanging and quit on the team and opt out just because it's not feeling like like the playoffs. Like you just can't do that. You expect, you're a leader of that team. Guys look up to you, and guys respect you. And I think that the Bruins can say all they want about, we completely understand his situation and his decision, but I think there's definitely gonna be quite a few guys that this rubs the wrong way, and that they they feel like he let the team down in this with this decision. So that's my take on that, and that's how I feel about Tuka Rask. And I just want to mention one other thing. It was even impressive yesterday that they won, because not only did Tuka Rask not play, but David Pastrnak didn't play as well, and he didn't play in Game 2, and he's pretty much their top player, and was the leading goal scorer in the NHL this year with 48 goals. So, and they're saying that he's questionable at 50-50. Bruce Cassidy, the head coach, said that earlier today of his chances in playing in Game 4. So we'll see if he plays tomorrow night in their next game at 8 o'clock against the Carolina Hurricanes.
Word. Thanks for that, man, that breakdown. And for our next segment, we got our indoor soccer expert,
Yes, sir.
our indoor soccer connoisseur. I'm trying to use bigger language to do you justice, because I know you're just that cerebral.
Well, this week in soccer we had a lot of really important games. We had the final for the MLS comeback tournament.
Mm-hmm.
That was between the Portland Timbers and Orlando City SC. It was a really good game. I actually watched that game. I was rooting for Orlando, but the Portland Timbers came out on top. They defeated the Orlando City SC by 2-1. This week also was Champions League semifinal, and it was a heartbreaking semifinal for me myself as a fan.
Yep.
My two favorite teams on the Champions League was Barcelona and Manchester City, and they both got defeated and got sent home.
Yeah, I saw that Barcelona got killed 8-2 by Bayern, and I wanted to post some stuff about it, and I'm like, I don't want to hurt Vlad's feelings. I'll spare him
too.
this time.
You should have posted it.
I'm like, Vlad must be feeling some type of way about that.
It's not about me. It's about the fans.
No, they not only lost and they got whooped, man.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the first time they're not making the playoffs or something like that.
Well, it's the first time since 2005.
Yeah.
That they're not making it to the semifinals.
And they fired their coach expeditiously.
Right, didn't they fire their coach or somebody fired
They fired the coach expeditiously.
So,
right after that game.
Yep.
Yeah.
So so that guy, so it's fun. It's been a mess.
Yeah.
The Barcelona season has been a mess. I could go deep into it, but anyways, midway through the season, they fired their previous coach. They hired this guy, and now he's fired already.
Whoa!
It's been a mess of a season. The team have made really bad purchases of other players, and they've mishandled the money, and now they don't have enough money to sign really good players, and they've done really bad job at including some of the top players that they brought in to play really well. So it's been a mess for the last 2-3 years at Barcelona, and the only shining armor at Barcelona is Lionel Messi, and he's been carrying that team on his back, and they just haven't done right by him.
Quick question: did Messi play that game?
Yes, Messi played that game.
What?
Yes.
And they still got their butts whooped 8-2.
Yeah.
That's
8-2.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
He can't defend everybody.
That's true, exactly.
And he's not a defender.
He's
right.
not.
He's a striker. Right. That's not his position in his job. I agree.
So Bayern embarrassed Barcelona 8-2. I was watching that game at work. Like I'm a big soccer fan, so when it's time for Champions League, I make sure I have no meetings, nothing I'm working on at work, and so I can watch those games, because those games are happening at 8-9 p.m. in Europe, which is like 3 p.m. here in the US.
So we got to tell your boss everything was rushed so he could watch the game. Please don't mind the mistakes, okay?
No,
Please don't mind the mistakes.
I literally make sure I don't schedule anything during that time. Like I'm watching the game. Like so it was hard to watch that. It was really hard to watch. Yesterday, Lyon played Manchester City, and they defeated Manchester City 3-1 in an upset. Manchester City was the favorite team to win the Champions League this year, and Lyon is not that big of a team, so nobody expected Lyon to beat Manchester City. And Manchester City was my second favorite team in the tournament this year, so that was another heartbreaking loss. During the middle of the week, PSG played Atalanta. PSG came back against Atalanta. Atalanta was winning by 1-0 till the 90th minute.
Damn.
Wow.
If you know if you watch a soccer games are 90 minutes long, right? And at the end they usually give 2-3 minutes of
stoppage time
just because of injuries and stuff that happens.
Timeouts.
Not
Cards.
Timeouts,
I mean.
Yeah. So at 90th minute, PSG equalized. So it became 1-1. And I think at the 93rd minute, they scored another goal.
Man, the very last minute.
2-1, and they won. It was an unbelievable comeback. I didn't expect them to come back. I was watching that game. I did not expect them to come back. But
that sounds like a pretty great and awesome game, and a crazy and unbelievable ending.
It wasn't awesome until the end.
I see. They saved the best for last, literally.
If you don't love soccer, it could be hard to watch because a lot of people here, they're so used to like people scoring every other minute. It's not like that, bro. No, that's crazy.
Last game is RB Leipzig defeated Atletico Madrid 2-1. That's another upset. RB Leipzig has no business defeating Atletico Madrid, but they did. So here it is. So the semifinals will be playing this week. So it's RB Leipzig versus Paris Saint-Germain, which is playing Tuesday at 3 p.m. Tuesday, August 18 at 3 p.m. Lyon versus Bayern Munich. Wednesday, August 19 at 3 p.m. So those are really big games. And it's also the first time in history that the semifinal of the Champions League doesn't include an English team an English team or an Italian team or a Spanish team, and which is crazy. All the big teams, not all the big teams, because Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain are really big teams, but some of the big teams people expected to make the semifinals all got eliminated.
Damn,
wow,
that's wild.
Yeah. That's shocking.
Okay, so that's all you got for soccer right now?
That's all I got, man.
All right, man. I appreciate it, dude. And for our last segment, we got last but not least for sure, the B Money Lifestyle Person of the Week, brought to you by our boy B Money. Who that?
So yes, for the B Money Lifestyle Person of the Week, I mean, this guy had an unbelievable and an incredible week, and did some special things. During this week that just transpired. So I'd have to give it to no other than Mr. Dame Dollar, aka Damian Lillard. I mean, we just mentioned in the NBA section of the show that he was the bubble MVP, which he more than well deserved. Had an incredible last 3 games, last 4 if you want to include the game he had, the playing game against Memphis, in which they beat Memphis 126 to 122. But yeah, this guy responded after losing to the Clippers and missing 2 key free throws in that game, and the 3-point shot that would have tied it. He came back the next game, scored 51 points, and then that game after that, he had 61 points as well, and then had 42 points the following game. So he had a total of 154 points in 3 games, and was hitting some ridiculous shots, like pulling up from the logo, hitting step back threes from the corner and fading away as he was hitting them. And he legit put that team on his back and carried them into the playoffs. And he was just special, man. Like he really took his game to the next level, and was locked in and was a man on a mission, and he legit had his eyes on the prize, and he, like he said, he came with one goal in mind into the bubble, and that was to make the playoffs, and that's exactly what he did. He led his team to 6-2 record in their last 8 games in the bubble, and now they're going on to face the Lakers in the first round of the playoffs, and they play on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. on TNT. So definitely big shout-outs to Damian Lillard on winning this week's B Money Lifestyle Person of the Week. And then I also just want to quickly give an honorable mention to Alex Smith. He just got cleared off of the PUP list, and is now going to be able to participate fully in all the team's practices and in their football activities. So I know we've previously mentioned his story on the show, but if you're not aware of his story, he had broken tibia and fibula in his leg and had to have 17 surgeries on that leg just for him to stay alive, and the chances of him coming back to football were slim to none. And some way, somehow, he's been able to, come back and work his ass off and get himself back into shape and get himself back on the football field and it's been and pull off this miracle. It's been an unbelievable comeback, and he's certainly worth having as an honorable mention of the B Money Lifestyle of the Week. So I definitely feel like he was worth mentioning, because it takes a lot of courage and a lot of perseverance and determination to do what he did in making this comeback that and that he just made. So definitely big shout-outs to Alex Smith on being an honorable mention of the B-Money Lifestyle Person of the Week.
Dope, yeah. Dame definitely had an amazing week. So that's what's up. I don't disagree with any of that. And Alex Smith, I did post a video of him this morning being congratulated by his family, but I was very worried just because, like, I looked at the way he was moving his leg. It doesn't look like he's comfortable on that leg, so I'm pretty worried about that because, like, it's like
really he's been cleared.
No, go back and look at the video and see the way he's moving his leg. It looks like he's favoring his other leg and, like, not trying to put too much pressure on one. And he has a big black sock on it either, you know. So I mean, also.
I was just gonna ask: is that video recent?
That was recent. That was
Saturday, yesterday. Yeah.
I was like, dude, that does not look good,
and
man.
His wife posted it on IG. Yeah,
he's clear to do what?
I know. I'm like,
that doesn't look like
he's clear to play football.
He doesn't look.
Well,
like
I know,
it.
obviously.
I know, Barry, but he doesn't look like he's ready to play football to me.
Nah, I don't know. I'd be worried about it if I was his family. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm worried about it.
I get it if you want to come back and stuff, but, like, you could lose your leg for good. You know, I'm not okay with that at all.
Well,
you know,
the doctors know best. So.
Exactly.
Right.
The medical staff.
He's still getting paid, so, you know, go out there and, kill yourself.
I'm telling you, look at that video. That doesn't look like somebody that's ready to do anything.
Nah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And no, it's a bit. Yes, it's surprising in the way he was moving the video. I think I briefly saw it when you posted it this morning when I was on my way over here. But it's crazy that he's been cleared by the medical staff, and even the coach Ron Rivera said that he's even impressed and was blown away on how good Alex Smith actually looks. So I mean, I guess they must see something that we're not seeing, and he must move differently on the football field. But the way he was moving yesterday, I mean, you can't help but have questions and be skeptical as far as his ability to move on that leg during an actual football game when there's people that are going to be running at him that are a lot bigger than him. So I mean, it can see why you guys are concerned, but I mean, if he's been cleared to play, then we'll just have to wait and see how he actually plays and he actually looks when the season does start in September.
Word. Yeah, man, that's going to be it for our show. If you're still listening, as always, man, we appreciate it. We thank you. And please, if you're watching the YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Click that like button, share, put on the notification button so you know exactly when we drop the videos on Wednesday morning. But it's been episode 22, man. We'll holla at y'all next week. Peace out.
Peace.